Goddamn, guys. Goddamn, will you look at that, man? Raw ends, and I'm feeling pretty good, man, about the show I just watched, and I'm feeling pretty interested and excited about the summer. Looking forward, man. Look at that, man. Look at that. I haven't felt like that in a while with this company, man, and feel like it now, man. So very, very interesting. Can't wait to talk about all that, man. And plus, Dynamite. Always excited to talk about Dynamite, and I'm excited, man.
Well, first and foremost, I do want to apologize. A little bit, not too bad, but a little bit of a later start today. So shout out to OG. Thank you for the lead in. So apologize for that, man. But bro, wow. All I can say, man. Wow. I am very shocked with what we got at the end of Monday Night Raw, and wow, how long has it been since I'm trying to ask myself, how long has it been since I actually watched Monday Night Raw, right? And was genuinely, pleasantly surprised by the end of the show. How many times on Monday Night Raw have we got an ending of a fucking Vision beatdown or at least in the build to WrestleMania, a rather lackluster Roman Reigns and CM Punk promo battle that I thought could have been more? Brother, we got the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, standing off with Roman Reigns at the end of a Monday Night Raw. Paul, let's fucking go, Paul. Where was is this the new writers or is this you, Paul? I gotta know. I need to
Yeah,
know.
that's the real question. Is this the writer team, the third party team, or is this Paul, man? Because man, if that's the case, Paul, where you been at? Where's this version of you been at?
Man, I am so shocked, and I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh man, I've kind of seen a little bit of it." Oh man, this is gonna be Roman Reigns' first feud. It's gonna be Jacob already. I don't even give a fuck. To be honest, I don't even care. What they needed to do tonight is fire from the hip, okay? They needed to come out all guns blazing. And to be honest with you guys, if Jacob Fatu loses at Backlash, if they end up doing the match at Backlash and Jacob Fatu loses, I'm very confident that obviously this is not going to be his last go around at the World Championship. So, and again, if he loses to Roman Reigns, I mean, it's not really going to hurt him, in my opinion. I think they did the right thing. Again, I know people will say, we're getting Jacob already. Jacob should be one of the guys they should have, be considering to beat Roman for the title. And you're right. But again, who's to say Jacob can't come around? I mean, first of all, we don't even know how long Roman is going to hold the championship. And second of all, bro, if Fatu is in the beginning, he can always come back around if they do want to have him beat Roman. But he might not even be the guy that they want to beat Roman. But to be honest with you guys, I think it was the right call. I do.
I do think it is the right call, man. I don't want. I'm tired of playing safe feuds and
Yes.
stall feuds. I'm so sick of that, man. Let's shoot off the hip. If Jacob loses, he loses. Oh well, he lost to Roman Reigns. That's not the worst thing in the world, man. He'll be in a world title in the future. He'll be in the top in the future, man. And to me, and we'll get to it later, man, but that possibility might mean something different that I was thinking about for WrestleMania, man. Obviously,
You're
they could always shoot and have him beat Roman, like Backlash or whatever. I doubt that, and I'm okay with that. And I think this is setting up another match down the line at a much bigger date, in around a year's time, man. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This is the type of stuff I want to see, man. And we'll get to it more when we get back to Raw, man. But they did a lot of good things on Raw tonight that I'm excited to talk about.
They did a lot of good things on Monday Night Raw tonight. I'm very excited with the episode of the show that we got. I'm very excited with the direction that they took a lot of things, and I'm also very excited to see some new faces on Monday Night Raw. Very excited for that, as a matter of fact. And my only question, I guess the only question I would pose tonight after Raw is, I really hope we see some faces move over to Friday night, because I think they need it more than Monday night needs it. But we've seen a lot of new faces on Monday Night Raw. I also would really love if WWE can clarify whether these people are moving to Raw or not. I feel like we kind of just seen a lot of faces pop up from SmackDown, and I'm assuming these guys are on Monday Night Raw. Um, but I would like WWE to be a little more concrete. But I mean, this is kind of what we're used to at this point, is people just kind of coming and going wherever they please. And if they keep them there, they keep them there. And if they don't want to, then they send them back to their show. They kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. There's no really concrete, kind of ruling on who is on what brand. I mean, look at the way Roman Reigns moved over to Monday Night Raw. Like, nobody ever said anything about it. He just gradually started appearing more and more on Monday Night Raw until he just became a Raw superstar. The only one that I think has genuinely ever done it in recent time is CM Punk. He signed a legit Raw contract, and he's been a Raw superstar ever since. And even then, I mean, obviously we've seen him sometime on SmackDown, but like everybody else, kind of just gradually moves. But I do wish they would be a little more concrete with it. But I'm assuming that is their plan. They kind of like it that way, so they don't maybe the they feel confined within the brand split. I don't think it has to be that difficult. I think you could just easily give an on-screen television reason as to why these people are moving there. You could do a temporary contract between the general managers. There's things like that you can do, but this is kind of the normal at this point, so I can't even really complain about it. That's kind of more of a constant complaint, but that would really be my only thing.
Exactly. That would definitely be my thing. That was one of my biggest things tonight. Is tonight was good, but I'm very curious to see on Friday how they balance these shows out, because Raw, they got everybody so far, man. Literally damn near the whole company's roster that matters is on a Raw. So very interested to see if come SmackDown they balance these out, get some Raw people in there, get some call ups that, to be honest, I thought would go to SmackDown anyway, go to SmackDown. I'm very interested to see how this is going to work. And SmackDown is their chance to level the playing field, man, because right now Raw is completely outbalanced, and SmackDown has almost nothing after tonight, man. But we'll give it till Friday to see how they balance all this out.
100%. 100%. But man, I gotta say, WWE, bro. I can't believe I'm fucking saying it, dog, but I am just very, very happy with what happened tonight. Again, you had one job tonight. You had to go out there all guns blazing. And I think for the most part, they did a very good job at, again, whether it was a new face, whether it was a fresh feud, no matter what it was, man, I really do think they did a good job tonight. You know, yeah, I really think they did a great job. It looks okay on my end. I can turn myself up a little bit, so let me know how that sounds.
Let's see.
I think
Yeah,
should be
yeah, you're fine.
okay. Okay. All right. I did turn myself up a little bit on my end, so I'm peeking in the red a little bit now. So let me know if it's too loud now. But yeah, I think I really again, man, I really do think that they put their put I don't want to say their best foot forward, but they put a really good foot forward, man. I do believe that. Yeah. So
No, exactly.
so how's everybody doing? Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on your Mondays Unscripted, man. Your Mondays episode 296 of NHP Unscripted. Thank you guys for joining us as always. If this is your first time watching, guys, do not know the show works every single Monday. We are on here after Raw with NHP Unscripted. Every Friday at 3 p.m. Central, we're on here with the news. And for the pay-per-views for both WWE and AEW, we are live directly after the show goes off the air with the official post-show review. And with that being said, if you guys did miss everything from the weekend, bro, this is our 5th day straight coming on here and hanging out with you guys, man. The NHP gaming stream from last Thursday, the news and the WrestleMania predictions. Saturday WrestleMania post-show review, Sunday WrestleMania post-show review, as well as today. But all those other shows from the weekend are available for you guys on all platforms. They're available for you guys on all platforms. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every single Monday, every Friday, and for the pay-per-views for both AEW and WWE directly after it goes off the air. You guys can see it first right here on YouTube, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the NHP merchandise, you guys can now find the merch live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Links at the top of the description of this very video, man, where you can find this beautiful piece of merchandise, the brand new slept on design, as well as all of the other OG designs live on there as we speak, man. So with that being said, yes, links at the top of the description of this very video. And if you guys have not got a chance to get to know your boys here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the hosts of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. Sir K, go ahead, let them know what it is you are smiling about today.
I'm smiling because, WWE actually gave us something to smile about, man. That was a very enjoyable episode of SmackDown, Raw, my bad, for the most part, man. Bunch of interesting stuff, bunch of fun surprises, man, a bunch of, things that make you care about the summer of WWE right now, man. So it's very good to see. That's definitely the only reason. Well, you know what? Actually, it's not the only reason why I'm also smiling today, man. Do we do it now or do we do it after?
Do what, man? We can do it. This is our last day streaming, man. This is day number 5. This is it. What are you talking about?
Number 5. But now, instead of 5 days in a row, guys, we're gonna run 6, man. Tomorrow at, I'm assuming, 7 p.m. Central, we will be live again with another episode.
Probably should have discussed that, but yeah, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock Central, another episode of NHG playing Ready or Not, man. I'm excited.
As you can see on your very screen right there, man, we have the return of NHPD. I had no clue about this. Okay, it seems like he's just going into business for himself, but we do. It seems like we do have another edition of NHG, man. Bro, it was such a blast last Thursday. And, man, we're bringing it to you guys again tomorrow. We'll be live at 7. We'll be live at 7 p.m. Central. And, man, I'm excited, bro. Obviously, as you got, I got to say, we've gotten a lot better. All right? We've gotten a lot better. Things have changed. Things have changed. A lot has changed, over the really, it was really after we got off stream. I don't know what happened to us after. I really don't know what happened to us after we got off stream. We got significantly better, so I'm excited to bring a season version of us on Ready or Not, bro. So we're gonna be back live again tomorrow, man. This has got to be a record. I think this is I'm pretty sure this is a record of six days in a row. I can't recall another time where we stream 6 days in a row.
I think this was going to be our first 5-day, and now we already broke that by making it 6, man. I'm excited, very excited to not only hit that 6 number, but play Ready or Not with you and with you guys again. I'm very excited for tomorrow. So I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. It's gonna be a 6 days of NHB, and 4 days of NHP, 2 of NHG, and I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Back to the normal intro. I'm doing good. Just been chilling out, man. Now I'm excited for Backlash, and think I've probably ever say that in the past fucking 2 years, and We're here, man. We're here. Happy to be here. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good. Family's good. How is everybody doing in the live chat? How's it doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing pretty good. I am doing pretty good, man. Honestly, just honestly, just chilling, bro. Honestly, just chilling. Coming off of a very busy weekend. Coming off of a very busy weekend. So it's crazy that WrestleMania 42 is behind us. I feel like I say that every year, but it's already behind us, man. And on to the next one, man. On to the next show. On to the next thing to review. On to the next Unscripted and whatnot. So there you go, man. But this is your Raw After Mania Unscripted, and I'm excited to talk about it. Again, just very excited for what is to come. Very excited. Had a lot of fun this past weekend with you guys, man. This has been an absolute blast. Coming on here every day. So, yeah, it's been nice, man. It's been nice, and I'm excited to cap this whole thing out tomorrow. Because we turned what was supposed to be a 5-day into a 6-day, so we will be live 6 days straight for you guys, man. And I'm also very excited for that. But hey, man, I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. As Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Manager Logan, Bell, OG, thank you guys so very much for joining us yet again for another edition of Unscripted. And, hey, man, we got no SmackDown here tonight. However, before we get to the Raw After Mania, we got this bad boy right here, man. We got AEW Dynamite.
We do have AEW Dynamite, man. Who needs a Raw After Mania when you have AEW Dynamite, man? You know.
Yeah. Wow.
Are we talking about Collision too? We're going to talk about Collision? Thursday Collision?
You mean to tell me you want to talk about Collision Spring Breakthrough?
Is that what it was called? I mean,
actually,
yeah.
wasn't this one considered Dynamite Spring Breakthrough?
I think this one was like, yeah, I think it was a Spring Breakthrough.
There you go. I already got the logo queued up. Boom.
Oh shit, he had it ready. Jimmy, man, he had it ready.
Well, I just changed the logo. I'm gonna check their Instagram real quick and just double check because I'm almost positive this was it.
I think it was. You know, I think it's when they do the things where they fucking do the back-to-back shows. They say like 4 hours of AEW for the next 2 days. That's kind of what they label it as. They kind of branch it all together for some reason, even though no one watches the Thursday Collision side of it. But I digress.
Yeah. This was Spring Breakthrough, and this episode of AEW Dynamite took place from Everett, Washington. Hey, well, I gotta say, this episode of AEW Dynamite was it wasn't a bad one. It wasn't a bad one, I must say. I'll talk about the more important things. I'll leave out some of this stuff because I know you guys want to talk about the Raw After Mania. I want to talk about the Raw After Mania. However, there was actually a lot of important stuff that did happen on this show that I did really enjoy. So we'll leave out some of the rather unimportant stuff, like the unless you guys really want to hear about the Tekla and Alex Windsor promo setting up their match on Collision.
I mean, I think everyone wants to hear that, man. Or you want to hear about how the conglomeration came out with the trios titles on Collision in backpacks. How about that, man? Is that not talk worthy?
You know what? I might not be able to leave those ones out, dude. The debut of Roddy and Kyle O'Reilly's backpacks for the trios titles. You kidding me?
It's goated right there. That's cinema right there, man. That is that storytelling to a T, man. They got the backpacks. The conglomeration officially licensed backpacks.
That's right. Wow. They look like the fucking JanSport bags to me, but all right. Oh, whatever.
Oh, dude, they 100% just got those from Walmart, man. I had that same bag in elementary school. I know I did. I'm over. It was like $30.
Did you have any cool book bags when you were a kid?
Cool ones. I think it was middle school. I had one with a little USB thing that I could plug a power bank into to charge my phone from my backpack. I
I
think that was
remember
the
that
coolest.
backpack. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember that one.
yep, I had that one. That was like the coolest one I had. I never thought I think I had like a really themed one. Maybe like very early elementary school, I might have had a themed backpack or something. But none I can remember. If I'm assuming, it was probably either Spider-Man, Scooby-Doo, or maybe something else. But I don't remember any specifically, unfortunately.
Wow, pretty dope. Pretty dope. I fully expected you to have a Scooby Doo one. I must say.
No, most definitely. I probably did. I feel like I had some type of special, like one of those like kid, themed backpacks, or might have been cars. Might have been from the movie Car. It was something like that. I think I had one. I don't remember though.
There you
What
go.
about you?
Hmm.
I can only guess.
Uh, well, I had a John Cena backpack when I was a kid. I had I did
That was my
have
guess.
one. I did have one that was it had a bunch of wrestlers on it. I had one that had a bunch of wrestlers on it. So there was that. But then as I got a little towards the end of elementary school, I did cop me a John Cena one. I remember I my mom bought me a Power Rangers Wild Force backpack, and I was so fucking
Noted.
pumped to go to school with it. And she got it from eBay, and when it came to the house, it was a tiny book bag. It was like a mini book bag, and I was so fucking mad. I was so pissed that the eBay seller would do my mom like that, because nowhere in the description did it say that it was tiny at all. It just said it was a kid sized book bag, but it wasn't even like a regular sized book bag. It was like a fucking book bag for like an infant. It was tiny. It was terrible, man. It was terrible. Broke my heart. But yeah, I did have me a John Cena book bag for sure. So
Sure.
you guys already know what it is. But would you be sending your kids to school with an Orange Cassidy freshly squeezed backpack to carry their
Yeah,
titles in?
I would be completely disappointed in my child if they asked for that as their backpack, man. I'd tell
Oh
them
man.
no. You have to choose. You have to choose a main eventer. I'm sorry,
Oh
or a higher
man.
bin Carter. You can't choose. No, you can't choose the conglomeration.
Oh,
Don't
well,
embarrass me like that. Don't embarrass your family lineage like that.
oh my god. This
What
guy.
about you, man? Would you allow them?
Uh you know me. It would probably break my heart, but I would probably say yeah. Probably. Probably.
Say no, man. You gotta say no. That you can't let them break your heart. Just tell them nah. Fuck that.
Oh god. This guy. This
But like a
guy.
real wrestler.
Yeah. Well, I would probably present them with other options, but if they were dead set, then I guess it is
I'm,
what it is.
I'm say they were out of that one.
Oh,
And oh man, I went there, man. They only had the Dragon off one. Ah, darn. Look at that. You gotta put your shit in there. You know what I mean?
come on, dude. Come
You got no,
on,
you
dude.
know
You're gonna
conglomeration
traumatize
backpack in
them,
this
bro.
household.
What if they want to conglomerate?
Yeah, yeah, they'll be alright.
Mr. Walking
Bill's
down and cut they
character.
shiz off is here.
What's up, Duran? I'm so
Durante.
sorry, man. What's up, Gotti?
Is Durante the next Mr. Walk 'em down and cut they shiz off? Question mark.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry. What's up, Gotti? You know what? I read the Gotti. I read the Devon part in his name first for some reason. I think that completely fucked me up.
Makes sense. How is Mr. Walk 'em down and cut they shiz off doing, bro? He says he just got home from the bar. He completely missed Raw. I don't blame you.
That's a good one.
Being the past couple weeks, Monday Night Raw has let us down, but I am here to inform you. You did miss Raw on a week where it was actually really good. It was actually a really good episode of Monday Night Raw. I must say. However, Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. Okay. Dynamite Spring Breakthrough. The show opens up with Darby Allin calling out MJF for his title match. MJF then comes out there frantic as hell. Very frantic. Telling Darby he just found out about the match, and in no way, shape, or form is this match going down. Not a chance. He says, Darby Allin, you are not ready. Darby then grabs the mic. And man, at this moment, something just got me in my feelings, bro. And what happened next is Darby Allin said to MJF, everybody says I'm not ready. But what everybody doesn't do that I do is go to lengths for this company that I'm willing to die for this company. He says his career started 10 miles down the road at the Buddy Wayne Academy. And all week he's hung up posters around town for the show to get people to come out. I think Darby's doing a fucking better job than AEW's marketing team. Half the time, all you fucking hear is that I didn't know Dynamite was coming to my town. So you got Darby out there walking around Everett, Washington with a staple gun, just stapling Dynamite posters to the light posts. So shout out Darby. Shout out Darby.
Which is so hilarious, bro, because Tony Khan does a horrible job with promoting Dynamite, unless it's Mania week, and he just buys a bunch of Vegas ads for Dynamite, and he calls it a day.
I did see that. He's so goated for that.
He really is.
Darby started to cry, and I was getting in my feels here because this story is such a good story. It really is. I've wanted I've wanted this story for so long. This story does mean a lot to me and my AEW fandom personally. So again, I said it on Friday. I wish this would have been on a bigger show, but at the end of the day, it should have felt more. You should have felt more, but this made me feel again. I know a lot of people are really upset with this. A lot of people were very, very, very upset with this whole thing. But man, honestly, dude, I still very much so felt from this. Darby Allin was crying during this promo. How often do you see Darby cry? Right? We just talked about this with like Brock Lesnar, but like how often do you see a guy like that cry? It makes you sad, So Darby, and you could hear his voice cracking when he was saying it. He was saying, I'm tired of people saying I'm not ready. I've been ready. And you can even see, and this is what we always talk about, the best parts of MJF is when he's humanized. And MJF, even in here, looked taken aback by Darby's speech. And man, I thought that this promo from Darby Allin and MJF, these two guys together, fucking magic. This is what AEW was built off of. This shit is, I mean, we talk about it all the time, but bro, their foundation, nobody's got a foundation like AEW, man. And WWE has a foundation, and they have a great foundation. They do with their core guys, but AEW's foundation, they just offer something different. When their core guys that have history with each other, get into it, man, there's nothing like it. I'm talking about MJF and Hangman, Swerve and Hangman, Darby and MJF, their core MJF or Hangman and Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? Their core guys, when they're core guys, again, there's so much rich history there. There's nothing like it, and it was no different here with Darby and MJF. So I love this. I really did. I really love this opening promo, and there's still more to it, but I'll turn the floor over to you because I want to kind of get your thoughts on it.
I'm in the same boat as you, man. Obviously, I have my wish and hopes that, they would have built it up more and the big moment would happen on pay-per-view and all that. I think that I really would have appreciated that, I think a lot, but we didn't get it. That's the reality. And what we did get was an awesome moment between two people who have such great chemistry and such great history in AEW, man. I do love to see it, man. Like you said, their core main scene of their foundation, man, they're so tied to each other, man. It is like no other. Like in like WWE, they have a great core and they really do, man. But AEW is just when they're together and they're in their feud, it's just different, man. It truly is just different. Like you gave all the examples, but all of them are so true, man. And they all have different vibes, you know. One's a friendship, but they're also enemies, man. And then some were enemies first, and then they kind of eased into friends. Some are still enemies, but not as heavy of enemies as they used to be. Some of them built respect with each other. Some of them over time built disrespect with each other. It's a very cool dynamic and it's very dynamic with how much it moves around and the roles of who and what. And it is truly great, man. And I love to see it, man. And Darby and MJF, incredible work from those two guys here. I love to see it. And I thought their segment was incredible. I love the emotion from Darby Allin. I thought the emotion he gave was crazy. And MJF's one of those people when you see more of that human side to him, that's how you know you're getting the best of the best in AEW when you're seeing stuff like that, man. So like you a lot of people were upset about it. I really wasn't. I get the gripe because I had the gripe with maybe putting it on a bigger stage and whatnot. But at the end of the day, we got what we got, and what we did get was a beautiful segment to set up what at the end of the day is a very beautiful moment.
Well, 100%. I again, my thing with this whole thing, and I did have obviously I said it on Friday. I did have the gripe. I was still very much happy, and I thought it was an amazing moment. But I just thought, man, you sold yourself short on something that could have been a little bit more. I think, and that's not to take away from the moment at all. But I just think you. Um, Sold yourself short of an underdog fight of Darby Allin getting his ass beat in the build up to it, and his challenger really kind of proving to him you're not ready. You don't have what it takes. And then in the match, it's still a climb for Darby Allin, but he does end up doing it. I think that's really the Darby Allin story. So that's where I do think they missed. And again, um, the same treatment that Brian Danielson got, where it was at a giant all in show, the same one that Adam Page got, where it was at an all in show, and you got your biggest show of the year, it's your biggest crowd. And I just think Darby was worth that. That's my thing. I just think Darby as a performer is worth more than an AEW Dynamite, but I also do understand the beauty of Darby Allin, not caring about the biggest stage, but wanting to do it where it's closest to home. I get that too. You know what I mean? So I do get both gripes. I just personally am of the belief it should have been on a bigger show, but I see both sides.
No, I see both sides. And like you said, there is that part of it where like it is Darby's character to, not care about the grand stage and care, about just the moment itself and being around the people he cares about and that type of stuff. I that does make a lot of sense to Darby's character. And, I just do have the gripes of just the match length and the scale, but the scale not as much as the match length. And I do get why that's a lot of people's biggest gripe is, later in the night, the match length that he won the title, man. But at the end of the day, I'm very happy he won the title where he did and around who he did.
100%. 100%, man. And then Brian Danielson grabs the mic and he says that he just got a text from Tony Khan. And Tony Khan says that the match, he says MJF is right. He says the match happening right now isn't fair. So he's going to give MJF plenty of time to prepare because the match will be taking place in tonight's main event. And if MJF refuses to defend, then he will be stripped of his AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So MJF was irate, but he, walks away. And that was it for the opening segment, man. Pretty awesome stuff. Pretty awesome stuff. And I enjoyed the opening segment of the show. We then get this. What I thought it was a really awesome backstage promo. It was post Dynasty with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Kenny Omega was in the the trainer's room with Will after both of their matches from Dynasty. Will was in there nursing his neck after the Moxley match, and then Kenny was obviously in there after being beat down by MJF for 40 minutes, and he tells Will he's doubting himself. He says, "To be honest, Will, I don't know how much time I have left." Will Ospreay says, "Kenny, I was there in 2016 or 17, whatever he said. It was one of the two. I was there when you lost to Okada in the Tokyo Dome." He says, and you doubted yourself then. And Kenny Omega says, "Will, that was 10 years ago, man. I'm not the same guy. I'm not the same guy." And Will tells Kenny that Kenny was one of his heroes, and he can't give up on himself he tells Kenny, "Even if you give up on yourself, I believe in you." Will walks away. He kisses Kenny on the head. He walks away. He gives him a hug, and Kenny Omega is sitting there all alone, and he says, maybe it's not time to give up on myself. I thought this was really dope. I think they should lean into that a little bit more, that this is an older Kenny Omega. This is not the Kenny Omega that they're trying to portray to us is some fucking absolute just
Monster.
tweaker in the ring. Okay, he's just not that Kenny Omega anymore. And I really loved the bits of honesty we got in here from Kenny Omega, and his honesty enough to tell Will Ospreay, "Dude, yeah, I know I doubted myself back then, but that was 10 years ago, man. I'm not the same guy anymore." I love this, and I really hope they lean into this with Kenny Omega's character.
Really hope they do, man, because, in the early stages of AEW, kind of just treating Kenny Omega like Kenny Omega made sense. He was still moving. And then, they did the whole bill collector thing, and he was still moving at that time. And I think it all worked at that time. But we're so removed from that, just time-wise and just health-wise for Kenny Omega. I would really prefer them to go in that direction, like you said, and embrace his age, embrace the difference between then and now Kenny Omega. And I would very much like that for his character, because, on Dynasty, up until Dynasty, they commentary and they just, the essence of AEW kind of just portrayed Kenny Omega as if it's like 2017 still, and it just never made sense, and it made him look worse than he realistically should at his age, because, for what he's doing with his age and his health, he still went 40 minutes in a very good main event, man. And I think if you change the presence of Omega to have something like that truly be special at his age and health, I think it would help him a lot more. And I really hope they do go in that direction, man, because I do like, the stories you could tell with that direction, with a lot of the core concrete members we mentioned earlier. You could tell a whole lot of different stories with the same people, with a Kenny Omega that's changed like that, and that's recognizing his age and his body now, man. Very much like that. I like that Will is the one to say that to him with all the history they have, man. And I really like that segment, man. I like what it did. I like the potential it could do for Kenny's character, and I like what it might set up for the future, man. I mean, at the end of it, Coda might not be too happy with what happened in that locker room, man. But overall, man, I really like that segment, and I really like that character direction for Kenny Omega, that I hope they take him in. And if you look in contrast with what Darby ended up doing the same night, I think that's a good thing for Kenny's character, for something like that to give him hope. I hope they could intertwine something like that as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. I again, like you said, it does no good, with these guys, coming out here trying to act like Kenny Omega is still, an absolute, bucket in the ring, bro. He, again, when we need to start hearing, Excalibur saying, Kenny Omega, he is washed up.
Easy.
We we need to start hearing Excalibur say that kind of stuff. Kenny Omega, he says he's not the same Kenny Omega. So
He's the same, but he doesn't.
Look at what it does for a guy like Chris Jericho, man. Chris Jericho, all we always get the vibe. AEW, they like to portray this vibe like Jericho still got it, right? And we see him in the ring, and it's very obvious he doesn't got it anymore. Jericho's on interviews saying, "I still think I contribute. I still think I have something to offer in the ring," and they give this vibe like he's the fucking man. Maybe if they leaned into the fact like, hey, I'm not the same. You know what I mean? I can still contribute, but I understand my best days are behind me. I'm a veteran now. You know what I mean? Um, it is something I think AEW should lean into. It's something that I think AEW should lean into, and it's again, it really kind of only helps because it doesn't help lying to your fan base that these people aren't I don't want to say washed, but like kind of washed. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't it doesn't help. So and like you said too, that's not even saying a bad thing again on Kenny. The guy went 40 minutes in what was still a good match. Again, I mean, he was fucking gassed during it, but I mean, he still went out there and gave you good stuff. But he's just not the same, man. He's just not the same. And I like that they're willing to, hopefully willing to lean into that.
Exactly.
Tommaso Ciampa defeated Desmond Xavier. I wish we
Oh,
would
shit right
see
there, man.
the Rascals on AEW Dynamite in tag team situations. Not Desmond
Guys.
Xavier versus Tommaso Ciampa.
They do love them as collision guys, man. But it was nice seeing them in a little stint on Dynamite. But like you said, I wish they would be able to be their trio faction selves on normal Dynamite, please. I would very much take that.
For sure. So, afterwards, after Tommaso Ciampa defeats Desmond Xavier, he states that he's coming for the World Championship. He says he has his eye on the Darby Allin versus MJF match tonight. Tommaso Ciampa going after the world title, eh?
Cool with it.
How you feeling about
I'm
this?
cool with it. I like the look of people going for world titles, for people wanting to go for the world titles, even if they're not in the big circle of the world title winners on the show, man. I do like that. And Ciampa did post a cool post, I think today, where he mentioned that every title he came for the first time, he did win it. Whether it was NXT, TNT, I think he put ROH in there. He said the first time he tried to, he did win those titles, man. So that was a cool little thing to post for his, match with, Darby Allin next week, man. So do I think he's gonna win? No, but it's a cool way to hype it up, and I like seeing people, walk into the main card division, and even if they don't win, the fact that they were in there, and if they're all made to look good, it does nothing but benefit that man. Especially a guy like Champa, he easily could be if you book him right in that division, in that league of the division.
For sure. Well, I think unfortunately Tommaso Ciampa's streak is coming to an end.
Oh, I think it is.
Tommaso Ciampa's for sure not winning the World Heavyweight Championship against Darby Allin. However, um, you know, it's a fun one-off match. It's a fun one-off match, and it is. I mean, it's as they say, it is real graps. Darby Allin versus Tommaso Ciampa. I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that. But um. Tommaso Ciampa, the only thing I can ask for is I wish they would have give him a little bit more wins building up to a World Heavyweight Championship match. But at the end of the day, it is a one off. It is probably just going to be a one off match for Darby Allin. This is something we're kind of used to with Tony Khan. So again, I just would have rather him maybe picked up a little bit more victories, building into a match with Darby Allin and not just a victory against Desmond Xavier, unless he's been a collision demon picking up victories on collision. So there's that. But at the end of the day, this is something that we kind of We are kind of used to this sort of thing in AEW, man. I mean, they especially with MJF, they have tried to push as many challengers on one person as they can. They like to give the shark infested waters feel, which is kind of which I talked about tonight on Monday Night Raw, is what I felt like we needed to see with Roman now as champion. I wanted to get that kind of vibe, and I like that AEW does have the vibe that a lot of guys, if they're not, doing something or something like that, because what else realistically would Tommaso Ciampa, be doing? I do like the fact that, they do try their best to give off a vibe of people gunning for the world championship. It makes it feel important, and it makes the world champion feel like a wanted man, which is what you want out of a world champion, So that is for me, again, I think I think I don't really see any harm by it, and I think Darby and Champa is going to be a very good match. So
Definitely think it will be. It'll hit. A few years ago, I would have never thought I would have got a Darby and Ciampa match. So
I know.
it's something I'm excited for, man. It sounds like something that would have never happened, but Triple H on his massive streak done gave Ciampa to Tony Khan, man. So look how time it presented itself, man. So I'm excited for the match. It's gonna be a cool, dope ass match, man. I'm sure it's gonna be a simple little one off, man. But I'm excited nonetheless, man. And what's up, Lonnie? How you doing?
Yes, sir. We got Lonnie in the chat. How are you doing, brother? Thank you for joining us. As speaking of the World Championship, yes, the World Championship. We have TNT champion Kevin Knight defeating Claudio, and then he proclaims that he, as well, is coming for the World Championship. I'm not gonna lie, this one's a bit of a contrast to how I felt about Tommaso Ciampa. And the reason for that isn't because Kevin Knight, can't, challenge for the world championship. He just, and I mean just, won the TNT championship. Bro,
That's TNT title curse, bro.
you gotta fucking make the title look a little more important than, yeah, I got this, but I want a different one. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. That's just what it looks like. It looks like this one isn't good enough, so I need to go for this one. If you want to make the TNT championship feel prominent, if you want to make it feel relevant, if you want to make it feel like prestigious, the guy who's holding it needs to be about it. Imagine The Miz in 2016. Like, yeah, I got this Intercontinental Championship, but I don't fucking care about it. I want, AJ's belt. What? No. The Miz was he was a Mr. Intercontinental Champion. He was about that championship. He was about that championship like Jey Uso's about Jada Parker, bro. He was about it, okay? That is what we need from the TNT Championship. He's not putting, Kyle Fletcher's fucking putting an emoji over the TNT title right now. You know what I mean? So it's like he's kind of acting like a Wednesday WrestleMania guy,
He is acting like a Friday, like a Wednesday WrestleMania guy, man. You want to post a picture of your title, man, or actually not post a picture of a title. Just say, yeah, it's mine's. You want to claim that title, man. You want to claim that title, and that's to this day has been the whole problem with the TNT title, its whole existence. That title's whole existence is someone wins it, and they're in some non-title multi-man feud, they're in a trios division feud, they're in a tag division feud, world title division feud. Every time somebody is TNT champion, they're always doing something that is not just defending the TNT title, man. Every time that title genuinely is cursed by Tony Khan with not focusing on the title itself, man. I love Kevin Knight. He definitely can, obviously, like you said, go for the world title scene and in the world title, but the fact that he is TNT champ, he should not be thinking about that scene. If anything, he should hear people, are saying they want to go for the world title and whatnot, and they should have him go out there and say, people obviously want to go for the world title, well, who wants to come after me? You know what I mean? You know,
Yes.
like I have a title. I want y'all to come after me too. I'm open. You know, everyone says they're fighting champs, all that shit, all that. You know, say that in a way. You know,
Hmm.
say all these people want a gun for this title or for the world title. I have a title right here, man, and I want it to feel important. I want to feel important, so come after me too. I would really like something like that. That's something they still need to do with the TNT title, man. Where this whole time it's still in the cycle of not involving itself. Somehow the TNT title and the TNT champ never is concerned with the TNT title, man. I really need that to change.
Yes. 100%. Will Ospreay defeats Hechicero. Oh, sorry. Yo soy Hechicero.
Yo, Soy Hechicero,
Mm-hmm.
man. He is
Mm-hmm.
the mad scientist of Lucha Libre, if
Yep.
you didn't know.
Will Ospreay defeats Hechicero.
Boy,
And
Hechicero.
Marina Shafir is standing by the barricade. Will Ospreay's talking smack to her. And Don Callis comes up because he was on commentary because Yo Soy Hechicero was on the mic, or in the match, I mean.
I wish he was like,
Yeah. And then afterwards, Mark Davis, the family member of Don Callis,
family
he
member of Don Callis.
he 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 called him a family member, and like I think it was the compliant of Don Callis, or
Lying.
it was
Are they
something
just making
stupid.
shit?
The
They call it
compliant of Don Callis.
compliant is a verb, not a
It was
noun.
it
How
was
would they
it was
call
something like that, bro. It was like the most stupid placed word he called Mark Davis. I was like, I've never heard somebody. I think it was the compliant or the compliantary or it was something that didn't fucking make any sense. I was like, what? But anyways, he comes out and gives Will Ospreay a jumping pile driver in the middle of the ring.
Would it
Okay.
be?
Look, dude,
We just said it.
if Will is going to play up on this neck injury, can you like save the people hitting like big pile driver moves on him for guys like John Moxley, like they did on Dynasty, even though, again, I had a gripe with Will kicking out of the pile driver, but at least the pile driver came from John Moxley. Why? Remember when Kevin Owens was spike pile driving everybody? And he took out Randy Orton with a spike pile driver. Kevin Owens was the only one hitting spike pile drivers on Randy Orton because, Randy Orton has the fucked up spine or whatever. He had the back injury. Imagine if Randy Orton is on SmackDown in an exhibition match against Kit Wilson at the time, and Kit's fucking handing out, Mexican destroyers to him. Like, no. Owens is the only guy that's out here handing spike pile drivers out. Or Cody Rhodes, when Cody was in the feud with KO, and he was handing out spike pile drivers to Cody Rhodes. You didn't fucking see Apollo Crews coming out there, handing out spike pile drivers to Cody. It was only Owens. So can we save the people that are giving Will Ospreay these gnarly ass pile drivers to people that actually matter?
Exactly, man. I'm so sick of just, oh, he has a neck injury. Hit the fucking pile drivers by every person that wants to feud with him, man. It should only be the people that are willing to toe that line and matter enough on your own television to toe that line. And Davis just doesn't fit that bill, man. And I'd even, like you said, I even like John Moxley doing it really, in terms of having him do that and kick out. I would just much prefer if they just calmed it down. Obviously he has the neck stuff and you gotta sell it, but no one really targets it that heavy until it's a big player like a Moxley, and whenever they do, it works. And Will Ospreay's job in the ring is to fight them actually, going through with hitting something like that for dear life, because if they do, he knew it would be over with, man. That should be the fight, and kind of in-ring psychology they're running with Will Ospreay right now. They're kind of just completely missing and just going with the cheap, oh, they hit a fucking pile driver on the man with a neck injury every fucking week, man. Because when you do it every time like that, it loses its meaning completely. And I would much prefer if you made Will Ospreay fight, to not have that happen to him. And when the rare cases where it actually does go through, it does work, and that's why he fights so hard to fight that stuff off.
Yeah, I think I think it's just something that's ridiculously overdone at this point. Again, you are killing the mystique to, like, Will Ospreay's neck injury, because in a match it's going to be harder for his opponent to work his neck, because we have already know this guy has been pile driven on his head about 20 times since he's been back. So, like, if you're in the match and you want to lock in like a crossface to work the neck, doesn't really have any impact. So,
Exactly, it's lost its meaning at that point, because pile drivers apparently are enough to put the man down.
yeah. Willow Nightingale and Camille. Camille made her return to AEW Dynamite after, I think it was, what, November of 2024 was the last time we seen her.
That's insane. That's an insane stat.
She made her Dynamite re-debut, and she lost in a roll-up to Willow Nightingale.
I expected no less, if I'm being completely honest, man.
I thought maybe, since Tony hasn't really done much with Willow, you could tell, I guess, unless the TNT title's on, Mercedes Moné, he doesn't really care about it. I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe he'll flip-flop the title to, just a shock title change, and to get people excited about Camille's return. And apparently not. Apparently not. She lost in a roll-up, and again, I thought maybe there was a chance that he would do a hot shot title change to, again, just make her look more legit, because she's been gone for a year and a half for no reason. But no, she lost in a roll up. I could say at least he didn't necessarily pin her, clean. I guess it was by way of roll up, but even at that, I don't really expect much out of Camille and her rerun of her AEW run. So I don't know.
Exactly. We'll see with time. Maybe over time they ever get more wins and go for, something that matters, man, or win something that matters. But we'll see with time. But so far it's back to the same old with good old Camille.
Yeah. Darby Allin is walking out for the main event, and he walks up to Sting. Sting was in the back for tonight's show.
Oh, very happy.
Very happy to see Sting. Darby says to Sting, "It's showtime." Sting says, "No, it's not showtime. It's your time. Now go out there and do it." Dope segment. Very dope.
I love Sting, man. Coolest dude ever, man. He really is. I love any
Man,
appearance we get from him. Love that little thing we got here with him, and it truly is awesome seeing him, man. And goatee Sting might be my favorite look for Sting, man. That gray goatee and the gray hair might be my favorite look for Sting.
for me, man, I gotta say my favorite look for Sting is actually right before he retired. No goatee,
I respect it.
no goatee. He still had the black hair, but just regular, like the bomber jacket Sting. Him wearing the
Bomber
bomber
jacket.
jacket with the work pants and the tactical combat boots, dude. That motherfucker
That
looks
shit hit.
tough, bro. So tough.
That shit was so tough. I wish they still sold that goddamn bomber jacket.
Yes, but I love this current look for Sting as well. Goatee, old man looking Sting is so badass, dude. So bad, such a badass look.
It's so tough.
So the match gets underway, and MJF low blows Darby Allin. Darby's laying there, MJF's taunting around. The referee had her back turned by this point. And then MJF was then low blowed by Darby Allin while the referee had her back turned again. Darby hit a scorpion death drop and a coffin drop from all four corners of the ring. He then picked up MJF, put him in a headlock, and screamed, "Headlock takeover." And he floated him over and pinned him for the win. Okay. First and foremost, this was the other thing I had the problem with. In no way, shape, or form should Darby Allin have won by squashing MJF. I just don't think that is the right way to go about Darby's character winning a championship. I don't think he should have won in, dominating fashion. This is MJF, bro. This guy's not fucking. He's not beating Myron Reed. Okay, this is MJF. MJF should have, and I get, they ran the whole story of, MJF didn't see it coming, but he looked pretty smart to me. He looked like he's seen it coming to me when he handed Aubrey his ring to low blow Darby Allin. He seemed like he had his head on pretty fucking straight to me. They've done this to MJF twice in this title reign. They've done it to Brody King. And obviously Darby's a little bit better. Darby's, a little bit more of a bigger name than Brody King, but still, at the end of the day, this just does not fit Darby at all. This does not fit the fashion Darby Allin should have won this this championship into me. I just wasn't a fan of the idea of this being a squash. I think too, you sold yourselves really short on something that MJF and Darby can do in the ring, because they've had matches before that are insanely good. I mean, we heard Excalibur, on Dynasty saying, everybody underestimates Darby Allin as a mat-based wrestler. You know what I mean? So I think, to me, you could have, you could have just done more. And I just don't think the squash was the way to that this should have been produced, in my opinion.
No, I don't think it is, and I think that was a real killer. You mentioned it. Logan was mentioning earlier, it's like his big gripe with this, man, is it was a squash, man, and that was not the way to go, man. If you, looking at the actual sequence, if you put what happened in the squash as just an ending sequence to a 30, 40-minute match, then boom, that's perfect, man. You could do that. But just that in itself, that is the moment itself, is that squash of just a low blow, 5 finishers technically, and a headlock takeover, man. Again, the headlock takeover part, very cool. That's a callback to the story they have with each other. That part, again, isn't bad. The sequence in a bubble isn't bad. It's the fact that it was a squash. Like that just sold them short of what could have been a very great match between these two men that have so much history and so much good matches against each other. You could add another one with the truly great moment at the end that I think they sold themselves short on.
100%. And yeah, exactly like you just said, the sequence is not bad, but the problem is it wasn't a sequence. It was the match. It was literally the whole entire match. But again, I mean, that encapsulates it perfectly. If MJF would have done this, purposely pulled out the ring in the middle of the match to use it, you know what I mean, to get the ref's attention. And then, maybe he's starting to get desperate. So he's like, fuck, I need to distract the ref. Let me pull out my ring blatantly. And then he pulls out the ring, Aubrey takes it away, gives Darby the low blow, and then Darby comes back, gives him a low blow, and then they go into the scorpion death drop, coffin drop, headlock takeover sequence. That would have been an awesome ending to the match, I think. But again, it wasn't a sequence. It was the match. It was the whole entire match. So again, to me, I love the story with the headlock takeover as well. And again, that was my main gripe with this whole thing, man. The fact that this match lasted, 2-3 minutes, that is just not a Darby Allin way to win a world title. You know what I mean? Imagine WrestleMania 30. Bryan Danielson fucking goes out there and mops the floor with with Batista and Randy Orton and just packs him up and wins the world title. You know, that's just not that's not the fashion on how an underdog character is supposed to win a world title, especially. You know, so
Exactly.
you know, it is something to me that sold that just they sold themselves very short of something that was it was still a great moment. It really was. I was very happy. I get teary-eyed watching the moment because it was just so awesome seeing the emotion of Darby Allin. But again, I just think this shouldn't have been a squash, and it should have been on a way bigger stage because you should have just built to this being such a big moment, because it is such a big moment, you know, and it's a very big moment. It's one of the AEW's OG stories is Darby Allin's rise to the top of AEW. And again, you should have just built so much more to it, and there was just a lot you did leave on the table here, especially with MJF not leaving. You know, it really does make it even more of a head scratching decision as to, okay, if MJF is going to be here, why didn't you just build this thing all the way up to Double or Nothing? You know, it just
Exactly. Mhm.
it just poses a lot of questions, and man, it really poses a lot of questions, and it really was an awesome moment. Darby's been one of my favorites in AEW since day one, and I really loved seeing again as an OG fan of AEW. It made me emotional watching the moment, man, but it just should have been so much more.
It should have. It should have been so much more. It could have been so much more, man. And the moment was really cool. The win was really cool, but they really sold themselves short on the story they really could have told over a longer period of time and in a bigger setting, man.
Yeah. So, um, bro, after this match, this man Excalibur was just fucking
Oh,
screaming, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" I'm like, "Jeez, dude. Call-
oh my god.
oh my god." He said it like 4 or 5 times. He's like screaming it. Um I'm like, "Jeez, bro. This fucking dude, man." Some
Might be a better call than that's it. When you compare it
Oh
to
my
a certain call from last night or from
got
the
him.
other night, got him,
Got
got
him.
him. At the main event to WrestleMania, got him.
Roman
That
spear. Got him. Got him.
got him. Thank you, Michael Cole, man, and Excalibur, man. He was just shocked, man. His brain was on repeat. He's on a record player. It was a scratch, man. That's all he could say is, oh my god, oh my god, oh
Um
my god.
he even gave an "oh my god." You know when Excalibur screams and he starts like giggling in the scream? He was like, "Oh my god." like
Exactly what you mean.
like what the fuck is wrong with this dude, bro? And then to cap it all off, Darby's standing there and he's holding the championship and all this pyro's going off, and Excalibur gives his trademark "unbelievable." I'm like, God, this fucking guy, man. You gotta love him.
All
You
cylinders.
gotta fucking love him, man. He was on, and I know to him, I just know he thought he was cooking, bro. Which Excalibur, respectfully, brother, you are cooking. You are indeed the goat.
It's
You are
cook.
him.
He he is him. He does cook, and it is unbelievable. Truly amazing call for a world title win, man. It's not like he says that after fucking someone defends the TNT title, but I digress.
Oh man. So the locker room empties out. Brody King's out there hugging Darby Allin. The Outrunners went out there. The Rascals were out there. The Young Bucks came out there and hugged Darby. A bunch of people. There's a bunch of, no name luchadors out there. Maybe some of them had a name. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe these were the dual contracts, CMLL luchadors. Or the civilian warriors of the conglomeration. Nobody knows who they were. Nobody knows who they were. But there was a bunch of random NPCs there, but there was some important people there. And then Sting went out there. And in an amazing moment, man, Darby dropped the championship and walked right up to Sting and gave him a hug. That I love that pairing so much. Such an organic pairing, such an organic um such an organic, like I said, such an organic pairing and just such an organic chemistry between those two. And this was truly one of the one of the moments I've been waiting for in AEW for a long time, man. I thought this was absolutely awesome. Darby is that dude, man. Darby is ready for a world championship, and I'm so excited to see what he can do with it. In the words of Excalibur, a lot of people do not give him credit for the mat-based wrestler that he is, and I really hope he turns out to be a very great world champion, because he is probably, in my opinion, the best TNT champion that we've ever seen. So I really do have faith in Darby Allin, and I'm so happy for him, man. This has been such a long time coming. Again, I do have my gripes with the moment itself, but at the end of the day, we got what we got, and it overall, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. They just left a lot on the table.
Exactly. It wasn't like a bad thing, at least in my opinion. I love Darby. Some people have this thing about Darby being a world champ that he shouldn't or couldn't be, or whatever, man. I don't buy into any of that crap, man. I love Darby. I think Darby's great, man. Like you said, I would say the best TNT champ of all time, and he definitely has potential with his in-ring quality and just character and just what he stands for, being a truly amazing AEW World Champion and having a good ass reign with some very good matches, man. So that is very exciting. Looking forward on the horizon with that stuff, man. And the moment was just incredible, man. Him celebrating with Sting, one of my favorite pairings, man, that AEW has given us, man. Truly just an incredible just mentor and young guy pairing in the business, man. I love it. And that moment with Sting coming out celebrating with Darby and then him encouraging him before the match, I love that shit. I truly love that shit. I think that shit is great. Obviously, you had the roster there marking out for him too, which is very, very dope and very exciting, man. And I am excited for what Darby can do as world champion. I think he is definitely world champion material. I'm finally glad he climbed this mountain like he climbed Mount Everest, man. And I'm very excited to see what they could do with Darby Allin as world champion. I overall, like you said, they left a lot on the table, but I do love the decision at the end of the day.
100%. 100%, man. And that is everything for AEW Dynamite Spring Breakthrough, as Darby Allin broke through the glass ceilings that people put above him, man. So that is going to do it for Dynamite. Like I said, man, we got no SmackDown today, so that brings us to the Raw after WrestleMania, man. But before we get to that, man, we do have a word from our sponsor here at NHP. We got a word from W Energy, man. W is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters. W is a clean formula, sugar-free, zero-calorie free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase.
Truly, always gotta shout out W, man. Whether work out, whatever you may need the energy for, man. I know after this weekend, you guys might be a little tired of ads, but don't worry. This isn't one of 8 or anything, man. This is just one simple advertisement to shout out a company we truly do love working with, man. W. They'll energize. They'll give you the energy, man. You won't have the jitters. You'll be focused, and it'll taste good all at the same time. Truly, always gotta shout out W.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, as always, to the great people over at W, the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP.
What we do. Exactly.
Hunter in the chat. He says, hello. Did you see there was a wide shot of Las Vegas? There was an LED sign in the background that said AEW Dynamite. I did not see that, but I did see pictures of people posting all in the Las Vegas airport. Tony Khan absolutely just plowed the Las Vegas airports with AEW Dynamite ads, but I believe it, and that sounds absolutely hilarious.
So if the airport ones are actually from last year, I remember he did that last year, and I guess I don't know if he repeated it or if those are just the same images from last year, but I did see that image of the big ass fucking it's the like side of the building billboards that they have.
Yeah.
Dude, it was one of those with just a fucking full AEW Dynamite ad in the
Oh,
wide shot of the arena, man. It was hilarious. They do what Tony Khan knew what he was doing, man.
dude, I gotta. Oh man,
It's a good. I might have it on Twitter. I might have liked it. Hold on. Hopefully I did.
that is hilarious, bro. That is too hilarious.
Oh, no, I didn't get it. God damn it.
I wonder.
But it was a very funny moment.
No, that is hilarious. That's man, good old Tony Khan. Hey man, he's spending his money, bro. Spending his money, man. I can't knock him for it. I can't. Oh my god,
He found it.
dude.
It was a
Kill
big
Tony
ass ad,
streaming
dude.
now. And in the back, you just see, dude, that is hilarious, bro.
I'm sure they do want to kill Tony after that.
They, well, did you watch the Kill Tony WrestleMania After Dark? It premiered on
No,
Netflix today.
oh, did it premiere, man?
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't watch Tony Hinchcliffe. I think he's absolutely fucking garbage at comedy.
He's
And
garbage. No. Please say the other one.
oh, he is garbage at commentary too.
Holy
Actually,
fuck.
they unfortunately put him on commentary one night, and it was the worst thing my ears have ever heard, man. So
Holy.
I can't stand fucking hearing the dude's voice. So I did not watch that, man.
Fake ass wrestling fan.
Oh, oh man, I can't do it. Fucking Triple H loves this guy, dude. He really does. Fucking Paul and his horrible taste.
Horrible taste. Well, Monday Night Raw. This took place from Las Vegas, Nevada, in the T-Mobile Arena. We have the I guess final cap on WrestleMania week.
We do.
It's a good WrestleMania week.
It was, man. It was. Obviously, think Cameron knew what that was going to happen. Saturday was a little rocky, man. But Sunday and Monday were very good, man. Cameron predicted the future of the weekend, man. But overall, from Sunday to today, man, I did enjoy myself.
The show opened up with the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war, the inevitable, the mountain you cannot climb. The show opened up with Oba Femi. Crowd was hot for Oba. He came down there strutting along. He got in the ring, soaked in the energy for a second, and he simply stated the ruler has arrived. He dropped the mic, and that was it. That was it for Oba Femi tonight, man. That was it. Just a simple, I guess, proclamation. Stamping of dominance from Oba Femi. I thought this was a good way to open up the show. Very obviously direct, very simple. But I am very interested to see what exactly his first feud is going to be coming out of this.
Very interested, man. Obviously, they didn't give us really any indication tonight, and I'm okay with that. We got a lot of indications of feuds tonight, man. So I'm okay with Oba kind of just showing up, showboating a little bit, and just leaving it at that, man. So I like what they did here with Oba. Obviously, I love seeing him, love hearing that song, and that entrance, man, goated in all of that, man. So I like it, and I'm just very intrigued to see what they do for his post-Mania or his first post-Mania feud, man. I'm very interested.
100%. So, interested to see what happens there, which maybe we'll see a little bit more into that next week. We got a bunch of interesting stuff coming next week.
A lot, actually. Very much a bunch of interesting stuff next week. I'm very excited for.
So, we got, I bet you are, we got Rio defeating
I mean,
the Kabuki Warriors. I guess this, especially with the segment we got later in the night, I guess this was like the big cap off on the Kabuki Warriors and Io Sky feud. I guess.
which is weird because from seemingly what we get, Io and Asuka and them will be on the same show. It's really just Rhea leaving,
Right.
so I don't know if it's just the end of the tag team with Riho. Obviously, that has come to an end, and this was kind of the bow tie on that. But yeah, also they kind of did low key wrap it up with Io and them, so I'm very interested to see if that continues or if that is over, man. I am interested to that, man. But it was a nice little bow on wrapping up, the whole Riho stuff, man. So I think it ended sooner than everybody thought it would happen due to circumstance, man. But it was nice while it lasted.
100%. And we will come back to Rhea because there was a segment. We will come back to that after we go over the Liv Morgan stuff. But we then get this Javon Evans and Pentagon, little back and forth. Penta was talking to Adam Pearce, and Javon came up and he congratulated Penta, but he tells him that he's still coming for the Intercontinental Championship. He says that he had the championship won. So Penta told Javon he's still going to. He said he's going to retain the championship because he's Penta El Cero Miedo. So there you go. And then Penta walked off, and Adam Pearce introduced Raw's newest superstar, All Ego Ethan Page. Ethan says he wants the Intercontinental Championship too. Him and Javon obviously have history in NXT, so they kind of chirped at each other before Adam Pearce made the match official for tonight so these guys can settle it in the ring. Was this like a number one contender match for the...
I don't think so. I don't believe it was.
I was gonna say I didn't think it was either, but yeah. So they did make the match official for tonight. They did make the match official for tonight. Which, bringing us to that match, we end up getting the match Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. And Ethan Page defeated Javon Evans because of a Rusev distraction. Rusev distracted, attacked Javon in the match. And then Rusev was attacking Javon after the match as well, and then Penta came out for the save, but Rusev ended up getting the upper hand, standing tall, holding the Intercontinental Championship.
It is very nice seeing a lot of people in the Intercontinental title picture actually facing each other and just interacting with each other, attacking each other, and wanting that IC title, man. It's very nice to seemingly have that slowly inch its way back to Raw, man, where it seems like we are starting to have a interesting, fun mid-card division for the IC title again, man. That was kind of destroyed in the middle of last year, man. Very, very happy with that. And obviously the elephant in the room, Ethan Page is one of those ones that Adam Pearce did per se, that he is the newest Raw superstar. So he is like one of the only guaranteed ones we know is guaranteed on Raw now, and that's a very interesting choice to me. I thought they were definitely going to put him on SmackDown. I assumed SmackDown not only kind of needed him more, but if I'm going to be honest, I love Ethan Page. I actually really do. I think he is one of those, people always say Tony fumbled, this person, that person. I think Ethan Page is genuinely a Tony fumble that I think WWE, I'm happy that they picked up on. But he's on Raw. And the Raw mid-card division has a lot of really good names, man. And I don't know how scale-wise he's going to last on Raw, if that makes sense, man. When you look at that IC title division, there's, I think, names I would choose over Ethan Page to, you do certain things, man, which could be a good thing. Means you do a lot with that IC title, man. But overall, I'm gonna say at first I would prefer him on SmackDown. Over time, we'll tell how much it sticks, man. But I think I would have preferred him on SmackDown overall. But I'm not mad at the decision. I'm interested to see what they could do with him on Raw overall, man. And I am excited, man. He got to win over Javon. Like Tom mentioned in the comments, that does show they are high on him. They love Javon, and they obviously, I think, love Ethan Page because, they had him beat him. The whole commentary played it up, the whole fucking match that, he was beaten from his Mania match the night before, and Michael Cole really beat in your fucking head every 2 seconds. That was why he was moving so slow. I was like, all right, Cole, you don't need to talk about it that much. And Rusev attacked him. So I like Page, I really do, and I hope he really does well. And I am excited that we have a lot of people actually in the Intercontinental title division facing each other and wanting to go for that title, and it is really refreshing already.
100%, man. I think that this one did shock me just like it shocked you. I thought they would end up putting him on SmackDown. I think not only could the SmackDown mid-card division have used him more, I do think with SmackDown being a longer show, they could have used his services a little bit more. Then Monday Night Raw, I feel Monday Night Raw, it's going to be a lot easier for him to get lost in the shuffle. Personally, also, he does have the connection to Chelsea Green. So I thought that they would kind of, put them together on the same show. Maybe that's, a bit different now with Matt Cardona being back in the company. Maybe they don't want, that alliance to be a thing anymore in case they ever want to use like a Matt Cardona and Chelsea Green pairing. Because I feel eventually Matt Cardona is going to turn heel, and I feel like they'll like want to put him around Chelsea Green.
I can see that. Which, if I'm being honest, man, I would, obviously, makeshift tag teams are one thing. Matt Cardona's not going to do much as a mid Carter, for all being honest here,
Yeah,
man. An Ethan Page and Matt Cardona tag team could have really worked out on
it
SmackDown.
could have.
That might have
It could
not been
have.
a bad idea. Them with Chelsea, all three of them, I think could have worked out.
For sure, it absolutely could have worked for sure, and I could see that being something that could have been a nice end thing for them to do for that tag team division over there, because Lord knows they need it. But yeah, I mean, I was a little bit shocked to see Ethan Page come over to Monday Night Raw. They did debut again. Adam Pearce straight up. It was in a backstage segment. He straight up said that he is Raw's newest superstar. So Ethan Page is officially gone from NXT. He's signed to Monday Night Raw. Um, Again, could be very easy for him to get lost in the shuffle on Monday Night Raw, which is why I do think SmackDown would have been a better fit for him, personally. But we'll see how it goes, and hopefully everything does end up okay. And again, like I said, remember, bro, SmackDown is a longer show, so SmackDown I feel just did need him a little bit more. But at the end of the day, it seems so far that they like him. They had him beat Javon Evans. Um, but I definitely do have my fears with Ethan Page going over to Monday Night Raw. We got three call ups. We got my guy Tom in the chat. Um, I got my guy Tom in the chat. How are you, my brother? He says
I do.
he could see Ricky Saints going to SmackDown. Is that
I
what
can
we're
see that.
feeling? Are we feeling? Are they gonna call Ricky Saints up? I could see it.
With
I mean, he doesn't really need to be
with
down there anyway.
No, he really doesn't need to be down in NXT anyway, man. But with Cody on SmackDown,
Oh
with
yeah,
that general scene on SmackDown, I definitely see him going to SmackDown. And then, like Tom says, him versus Trick, I think would really work out. And obviously, as that Cody connection, anytime they need someone to peek into the world title scene, because that is just something I think is still severely missed in WWE television, is people in that upper mid card, even if they
yes.
don't win, just peaking in that world title scene for at least a one off.
100%. 100%. So, yeah, that was that. Rusev stands tall, as I'm assuming, maybe we see at Backlash some type of fatal four way with Paige, Javon, Rusev, Penta, maybe. Maybe that's the kind of scene that they want to go for. Maybe it's a fatal five way with a mystery man, you know. Who knows who knows what they could be doing, but hopefully everything goes well for Ethan Page and he does not get lost on the shuffle because lost in the shuffle because I definitely do have that fear.
No, I definitely do.
Speaking of having fears for people, Royce Keys.
Oh yeah, that's
Royce
right.
was on the show, and Royce was in the fucking crowd as if he's some celebrity.
They treated him like a NXT fucking signee in 2018, dude, as if he's on SmackDown, and he hasn't been signed since Royal Rumble.
Oh
And I do
man.
appreciate them giving him a little, shout out, like, hey, look who won the fucking most useless battle royal in history. But like, man, that dude, he should be doing so much better already, or we should have not seen him until Friday in the first place.
Yeah. What good was this like to do for Royce Keys? Hey, this is our guy that we never feature, and he's fucking standing there going, "Ay, bro." It's that's not gonna get over, dog. I'm sorry. That is
But
there ain't no
dude,
shot. There
you're
ain't no
not
fucking shot. I'd
you're
be
not
shocked if that gets over.
you're not fucking with I, bro. You don't want to be a I man. Hit the range. I think I'm fucking with him, man. Yeah, I think I might buy a shirt actually.
Really.
It's
Unless
the
he
new
comes
Yeet.
out to All Right by Kendrick Lamar, then there ain't no shot that shit's getting over. No shot.
It ain't no shot that WWE would pay that money.
Oh yeah, that's off to Pimp a Butterfly too. There is no fucking way they pay.
No.
There is no way they're touching that album, bro. In terms of
Well,
price.
exactly. We'll talk about it on Friday, but Liv actually tried to get a licensed theme song, and
Mhm.
I think we know why she ended up making her own is because they told her no, we don't pay for that, and she had to go literally make her own new theme song.
They told her that paying for music was trouble, trouble.
It was trouble, trouble.
Royce Keys was in the crowd as if this is Takeover Philadelphia, and they are showing you in the front row. You know who also just got signed? Paige and the Bella Twins. They were in a crowd shot as well, as if they're new signees to the company, sitting there watching the show.
Sitting there
Nice.
watching the show as champions who have the one championship that is literally not tied to a brand, and they are free creatively to really do anything. They are just sitting in the crowd watching the show. Like, at least for Royce, he's a SmackDown guy. They just had him sit at Raw. That's one thing. They dead ass had these women whose whole thing with them tag titles again is that you could literally go to any brand at any moment, even NXT, and they're just sitting in the crowd watching the show. My God. And dude, Libra and Bailey, nowhere to be seen.
Lyra
Nowhere
was
to be
not
seen.
on the show.
Libra, Bailey, nowhere to be
Bally.
seen, bro. What a
Well,
fucking crime.
Bailey's probably fighting off the citizens of Las Vegas still. You know,
That is true, man. That is true. A bunch of those fucking weird ass
dude.
marks at man, that shit is wrestling fans are fucking
There,
freaks, dude.
there was
Did you see one?
there was a
Mm-hmm.
video going around. There was a video going around where Bailey was like consoling. I'm sure you guys have seen the video. But I just got to give another public service announcement to wrestling fans real quick. Bailey was like hugging AJ Lee. She was like consoling her. It looked like AJ was going through something, having a hard time, and this fucking slob Mark is all in their face with his phone recording them. Bailey's like backing this dude up, like, what are you doing? And then Punk walks up, smacks the shit out of the dude's phone, and then he's like, oh, I'm sorry, Punk. And you just hear Punk go, no, you're not. And then you see Ace Steel come in. I thought somebody was gonna get bit. Ace Steel walks up and he's back, and he's back. Yeah, I know he's fucking rabid. You got to watch out for him. But he's backing CM Punk up because obviously because Punk probably was gonna fucking knock the dude out, but I'm just sitting there like I'm watching this video, man, and it was all over TMZ. You got to be living under a rock to have not seen it, but I'm just sitting there like, guys, be fucking respectful, bro. I can't tell you how many videos I seen this weekend of fucking Trick Williams in a little like convenient mart, and these fans are just walking up to him, recording him. Randy Orton's walking through the hallway, and these fans are like screaming woo, like all in his face. Like, bro, you guys gotta remember, dog, these people are human beings, bro. What don't treat them like don't be treating them like they're fucking animals at a zoo. Like, come on, dog. That is just I really wonder. I really wonder about some of you wrestling fans sometimes, bro. Be respectful. They're fucking human beings just like you are. You wouldn't want somebody coming up to you when you're doing your fucking grocery shopping, you know, putting a phone in your face, screaming at you. I mean, come on, dog.
It's so fucking sad and just lame, dude. These wrestling fans have no fucking manners, none of it, dude. They are some of the saddest people ever. That shit's so frustrating, man. Literally, like Tom says, Elena Black this weekend, AJ Lee, all these people, dude. These are fucking people, you weirdos, man. It's so sad to see, man. It's so frustrating.
They really do give wrestling fans that actually have like proper manners and proper etiquette a bad name. Because you see this and all people say is, wow, wrestling fans are so weird. And it's like, yes, you're absolutely right. We're not all like that. But man, some of you guys just fucking disappoint me, bro. Some of you guys just
They really
disappoint
do.
me. I mean, take it from us. We seen we seen Willie Mack in a Denny's a couple months ago. And didn't even bother him because he just wants to enjoy his fucking food. So again, be respectful. Again, you don't have to always go up and say hello to somebody. You don't always have to go up recording people doing all, especially to the video with AJ, man. Again, she looked like she was going through something. You know what I mean? Bailey was hugging her, trying to handling what they got, and this dude is all in their grill just recording. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here, bro. And then, like Tom says, you want to walk away talking about you must be having a bad day. Yeah, motherfucker, because you're
Yeah,
filming the dude's wife. Again, picture you with your woman, somebody comes up to her shoving a fucking phone in her face. I would knock you to the ground, dog. Like, please. But it irks me. Wrestling fans really
Better
fucking irk
out of
me
me.
sometimes, dude.
They really fucking do, man.
But yeah, yeah, must be a fucking bad day, I guess. That's that's the reason why he's
They fucking mad at you.
yeah, that's the reason why Punk knocked your phone out of your fucking hand. It's because he's having a bad day, not because you're filming his wife and his friend all in their face. Like, get out of here, bro. Well, yes, Royce Keys is he's coming to NXT, right? They're filming him in the crowd. He's at Takeover. He was at Takeover, you know, in the front row. He's gonna be at the Full Sail tapings this week, watching the fucking show, as well as Paige and the Bella Twins. CM Punk. Speaking of CM Punk,
You know,
he comes out for a promo. Well, he's not on vacation either, like they said.
he's literally not on vacation either, bro. And he quite literally, and we'll get to it, but in the promo, he says he's not on vacation either. So, like,
Yep.
okay, he's just still here, man. That's great for the dirt sheets, man. Great sources from those guys.
So, CM Punk comes out there. He says he's dealt with a lot of loss since October. He shouts out the WWE workers, the truck drivers, the TV production, the real heroes that make the wheel turn. He says he lost last night. He says, and he lost last night, as well as, you know, all the loss he's been suffering. He thanks the fans for helping him get through all the losses. He says he thinks the fans will help him get through the loss from last night as well. He says he stayed ready, and that gave him the chance to be the champ in the first place. He says otherwise, we would be standing here yeeting with Jey Uso right now. The fans start booing. And CM Punk gets mildly offended by this. He says, I don't know why you guys are booing Las Vegas. I love to yeet. Get with the program. Bro, you were literally making fun of Jey Uso in the build to this little Roman thing.
And you And is that not making fun of him by saying you'd be eating with him with, if you weren't world champion? Is that not like a, lesser of, kind of phrase? But all right.
All right, he's having a bad day. He's having a bad day.
He's just having a bad day, man. But you know what? I'll give these fans something, man. Yeet is finally getting booed, man. Even though
I was
I'm
proud.
sure after I was very proud, but I'm sure after the kind of main event scene we're going to be getting, I wouldn't be shocked if Heat's going to be back on the rise
That I could
in
also
terms of
see.
fan happiness.
That I could also see. Um, so, bro, I was actually seeing a lot of videos from WrestleMania. A lot of fans were not yeeting. A lot. I've seen a lot of crowd shots of like the Jey Uso entrance, and there was obviously a good amount of fans that were yeeting. But it seems like the yeet fatigue is genuinely starting to overtake a larger portion of the audience.
It is, man, and I'm happy for it, man. I'm happy. I'm at the funeral. I've been waiting for this, man, and I'm excited, man. I love to see it.
Yes. So he says, I lost, but I'm still the best in the world, and I proved it. He says, I'm not going on vacation. I'm going to stay ready because you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. We then get Cody Rhodes coming out here in complete disarray. I mean, this dude looked like Kenny Omega walking to the back after his match with MJF.
He really did. That man got fucked up.
He's coming out there limping. He takes his sunglasses off to reveal a shiner of all shiners on his left eye. I mean, oh my god. That was that was bad. He says, I gotta say, Punk, I didn't think I didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. Punk says, what did you think? Did you think I was gonna lose it? Did you think I was gonna freak out? Cody says, to be honest, yeah, I thought you were gonna freak out. He says, this is not what I expected at all. He says, but I'm just a little shocked. He says, I mean, I'm out here looking and feeling like a loser. And Punk cuts him off. Punk says, are you saying I should feel like a loser? He says, Cody, it's weighing on you because you fought a friend. You fought a mentor. I fought someone that I hate. That's easy. That's easy. I can kick him in his face, wear his stupid little sweet pepper necklace. But it's easy to fight someone that you hate. You fought a friend. He says, you're a winner. And in a sense of the word, I am a loser. But your path is easy. Keep being champ. Keep winning. For me, I just have to stay ready. Because you never know when a world championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky, as he cannot take his eyes off of Cody's WWE Championship. Punk walks off, and Cody stops him. He says, hey, Punk, just say when. This is interesting. Is this going to be Punk's? Okay, when Punk said that, I've been hearing the rumors that, Cody's pretty messed up. They don't know if they're going to have him need to vacate. Just rumors, and it doesn't seem like they're true, because I was maybe thinking to myself, oh, okay, is Cody out here to like relinquish the title, and then CM Punk's eyeballs are going to get big? Like, oh shit, this is my chance. But no, he said just say when. So I guess this is something that they're going to be teasing or going with, or at least building to going forward. Well, what did you think about this, man? I'm assuming your conspiracies had something to do with this match. Maybe I'm wrong, but did they?
Definitely did, man. The conspiracies did. I think we had an indication up to WrestleMania 43 matches, man, and I think this might be one of them, man. I think this is kind of the first domino that's going to come into effect, and and at this point, I think it is obvious to me that I think their plan is to do Cody versus Punk at WrestleMania for the world title, man. That is very interesting on the way they could do it. Obviously, Cody at the end of the promo said, say when, and you could have the title shot essentially. Um, I wouldn't, maybe they could take it a route where Punk does, take the opportunity to do that, but maybe something happens to Cody that's going to distract him, and then something's going to distract Punk. Either way, I don't think we'll get the big match yet or at SummerSlam. I think this is to set up, WrestleMania for these guys, man. I really do think it is. Um, for what these guys will do after, this moment and up until then, I really don't know. I would assume that would mean eventually, whether it's, Royal Rumble or whatever it may be, Punk will end up making his way to SmackDown. I don't know if he's going to do that, before, going to, before doing something like winning the Rumble or winning the Chamber or whatever it may be, man. But I think that is the overall goal, man. And I think genuinely, if they can, I would actually, as much as I would miss him on Raw, SmackDown could really help with the CM Punk on their roster, man. It would really help them. So I would be perfectly okay with that. They have many routes. I think the most likely for Punk, probably I would see the Royal Rumble, man. But there's a million things they could do with that, man. They could do Royal Rumble. They could do Chamber. Hell, with the kind of what the kind of guy Punk is, I wouldn't even mind like a Money in the Bank. That could be cool. Either way, I think no matter what, his path is going to lead to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 43, man. But what about you?
I don't really see any other point in doing this tonight if it wasn't to foreshadow, like you said, like a WrestleMania 43, because I really don't see, these guys facing anytime soon. You know what I mean? So I really don't, especially with like Cody, obviously, like, he's more fucked up than Randy is. So, and he won. So I'm assuming Randy is just going to bounce back and go right back at Cody for another shot at the championship. I'm assuming they're going to continue that feud. So again, I really didn't see any point in doing this other than, something that's more long-term rather than short. I don't think this is something, we're going to get at the next pay-per-view or even SummerSlam. I really feel like the Randy stuff is going to last all summer. So I can definitely see your idea here, or your thinking here of this being more of a long term plan to WrestleMania 43, and then we end up getting the Punk and Cody match. And I don't know if that's going to be a babyface versus babyface scenario. Maybe somebody's going to turn. Maybe it's finally Cody's turn to do his a heel turn of his own. I doubt it, but maybe. So yeah, I mean, that is that is kind of what I was thinking as well during this. Is just I don't really see this as a short term thing. I see this as more of something they're trying to foreshadow for the long term. So kind of what I'm seeing.
Exactly. And I do think they have a lot of potential there in, we always talk about it and we still doubt it will happen, but a Cody heel turn would be really good, especially with what they said tonight. Punk told Cody, you faced a friend, I faced someone I hated. What you did was harder and what I did was easier. So it'd be really cool to look in a year's time, Punk has to face a friend that he now hates due to, betrayal, man. So that would be a really cool parallel to what they did tonight.
Yeah.
Will they do that? No, they're not. If genuinely the worst part about it, if anyone's turning heel, it would be CM Punk, because Cody just doesn't do that. So that would be the sad part about that. But I think they would have a lot of potential to do that story with Cody heel. I think that could really enhance their story.
100%. 100%. Liv Morgan.
Trouble.
Trouble. She comes out for a promo with the Judgment Day, thanking the Judgment Day. She gets interrupted by Sol Ruka, who, I did miss it, but Sir K did. I must have missed her. I must have not been listening or something. But she is officially a Monday Night Raw superstar now.
Dope, very dope. I'm pretty sure they mentioned that because what I remember them mentioning is that she has one more thing she has to essentially wrap up in NXT, which is why we got the attack that we got a little bit later, man. So I think she's gonna wrap that up and then technically then be official on Raw.
Yes, so this is the second person to be called up on this show. Sol Ruka, another one. I'm fine with her going to Monday Night Raw only because obviously you're sending, you're shipping Rhea Ripley to SmackDown, so that's a big loss for that division. Even though it's a great one because they needed it, and SmackDown needs a big name over there, another big name over the really one of the only bigger names over there in that women's division with Rhea Ripley. So in Rhea's absence, I do like that you're replacing, her with a fresh name, a new name from NXT, an exciting name that a lot of people really like Sol Ruka. And I think she's going to do great on the Monday Night Raw roster. If tonight's match with Liv was any indication, I actually really enjoyed what they did tonight. I think Sol is amazing in the ring, and I think she's going to be a women's champion, whether it is the Intercontinental or the Women's World Champion, hopefully within the next year.
I think so, man. I hope so, and I think so, man. They were fast with Stephanie, and I think obviously, they didn't do much for her reign, but I think overall wise, it did work out putting a title on her that fast, man. I think the same might come to Saul Ruka, man. Per Michael Cole, but I could see it. Whether it's World, whether it's IC, man, I wouldn't be shocked with IC. I would very much take a Soul and Becky feud. I think that could do a lot of good for Becky. I think that could do a lot of good for Sol Ruka and the IC title, man. I would like the idea of a feud like that, man. And either way, she's on Raw seemingly, and I'm excited to see what she can do. Like you said, I thought she was going to SmackDown. Thought it would, before moving Rhea, obviously I probably would have preferred it, but SmackDown is getting Rhea Ripley, man. So hopefully, SmackDown does get more people, specifically a Glamour on Friday, man. I have my doubts, but I have my hopes, but I do like Sol Ruka on Raw. I'm down with it.
100%. So we got let's see. We have oh yes, Liv and Sol Ruka. Dude, Sol Ruka countered the Oblivion by doing like a was it like a cartwheel out of it or like a front facing cartwheel? I don't know what the hell you call that, but she did. She had a really cool counter to the Oblivion. She then hit a Soul Snatcher, and then Zarya came out and attacked her, threw her back in the ring. She got hit with an Oblivion, and the new Women's World Champion picked up the victory. But man, very enjoyable stuff for a first showing on Monday Night Raw, and I really, really liked it. So good stuff.
Really like it, man. I love that counter. That counter reminded me of when Mustafa countered the RKO by doing that little like handstand
Yes.
cartwheel thing.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. I love when they do stuff like that, man. Very cool moment from Salguka. And very much a good showing of her first like real moment on Raw, man.
For sure, for sure. Speaking of the Judgment Day, we got JD McDonough in a match, and he is facing his protege, Finn Balor. Or, no, sorry, his mentor. Not fucking protege. His mentor, his big brother, Finn Balor. Dude, Finn Balor got, man, he got bloodied in this match. I couldn't tell whether it was bleeding out of his nose or his mouth, but he got bloodied in here, man. He did.
I couldn't tell either. I think it was his nose, but it definitely got in his mouth, man. But it was a cool,
Yeah.
bloody match, man. Both guys had a little, video promo. It was nice hearing JD just get a nice little video promo before.
Yes.
I fucking love JD. He's great in the ring. He's very good on the mic. Pretty much proved himself tonight. He's one. I hope after all this they put him in that IC title division for real, man, and make him a serious contender in that division.
I can only hope, man. I can really only hope. I think he's busted his ass for it, and I really hope. I really, really hope so, man. Finn Balor, huh?
We shouted out JD a few months ago. Was it Cena in one of his promos that shouted out JD? I know someone did in one of their promos a few months ago. I don't know if it was Cena, but I remember he had a big shout out a few
Was
months
it
ago,
Punk?
man. Oh, it was Punk. It was Punk. He did shout him out, which was very dope. I remember someone did, and it was Punk, man.
Yeah.
JD, he's really fucking good, man. And it is very nice seeing Finn back. And Finn had the trunks again, bro.
I was just gonna mention, dude. Finn Balor came out looking like old Finn Balor. He came out with his jacket on, and he had trunks with kick pads on. He did not have his Air Force Ones with his joggers on anymore. He came out looking like old Finn Balor in the trunks.
Very dope to see, man. Loved seeing that, man. Did you
Amazing.
see what he said in his entrance? He fucking was doing his entrance. It was literally said to the camera, "We're back." I think we might be back, dude.
I think we're back. I think we are indeed in line for the Finn Balor big singles push in 2025. The only problem is it's not 2025 anymore. We're in 2026, but it looks like we could be in line for the big Finn Balor singles push.
Man, all you gotta do, you see one of those posts, you just gotta wait a year, man.
Wait,
So
the year
2027,
after. Yep. LA
year
Knight.
after, exactly.
Yep.
LA Knight, man. LA Knight. He's actually still waiting, unfortunately, man.
Yeah,
What
he's
that
next
means,
year. Because they said
he's next
2026 for LA Knight, so he's 2027.
Same with Roxanne, man. It's gonna be next year.
Lyra.
Oh yeah, Lyra. They did say that to Lyra too, man. So
Yep.
2027 for
Gonna be a
those
big
three.
year. Big year for Lyra. Very excited for 2027. So, Finn Balor won this one with a coup de grace, and afterwards, Dominic attacked Finn, but Finn won the little scuffle and sent the Judgment Day retreating. So, in the words of the Prince, we are back. So great to see Finn in the old gear, man. It really was.
It really was, man. Obviously, they're going to be continuing the whole Judgment Day Finn and Dom stuff, man. But very nice scene. Just Finn, old Finn Balor back and moving around, man. I love to see him, man. It's really nice.
Yes, the Vision.
Oh, bro, dude.
Oh god,
man, commentary. They done killed me with this one. They're making their entrance, man,
right.
And they said, with everything that happened to Brock, Heyman's full attention is now solely on the Vision, and that hurt my soul, dude. What an aura deficiency that Heyman does suffer now by being solely stuck. And my God.
What's wrong with the Vision?
Well, they have one member back. That is of value, thankfully. But they are running with Austin Theory and Logan Paul.
No, this is like a super group even before Braun came back. This is like a dream team.
Really?
This is like Hangman and Omega.
It really is, bro. This is the Golden Lovers right here, man.
Well, did you see Logan Paul? Seems like Jake isn't his only brother anymore. He called Austin Theory his brother in this. Like, hey, they're boys.
Dude, I did a double take too. I was like, wait.
I was like, his brother.
His brother.
That's his brother, dude.
His brother now, man. The Vision is such a tight knit circle, man.
Yep.
They're brothers.
Yeah. I mean, this is just such a wholesome relationship, man. You gotta love, the just seamless pairing of, with Darby and Sting. We talked about pairings that just make sense, and when you think Darby and Sting in that same breath, that same gasp of air, you think Logan Paul and Austin Theory. They just fit.
They really does fit, man. Truly brothers, man. Usos. Nah,
No.
they ain't brothers like that, man.
No, yeah.
You need real brothers like Theory and Logan Paul.
Exactly. The Pressure and Logan Paul. Okay.
In the Forest.
And the Maverick. Yeah, God. The Forest is fucking wild.
Sorry on that one. No, I'm not.
The Pressure and the Maverick, bro. Or the Forest.
There you go.
Or the Forest.
Or the Forest. Well, Mavericks do live in the forest, man.
They do. Yep. Paul Heyman gets emotional in the ring talking about the baddest motherfucker. He kind of He said it to himself.
Yeah.
The baddest motherfucker to ever grace a WWE ring, Brock Lesnar. He said last night it was a traumatic moment. You could see how excited he was to come back to the Vision on Monday. He says it was a traumatic moment for him and one of the most shocking and realist moments he's ever suffered in a WWE ring. He says the people in the truck need to remove Brock from the now part of then, now, and forever and put him in the forever part. Because, like I said, he called Brock Lesnar the baddest motherfucker to ever grace a WWE ring. Heyman was damn near crying. I still don't know. We'll get to the Gunther segment next, but I'm still on the fence about Lesnar. I could very well see Brock being like, yeah, I want Oba to be my last and that's it. But I could also see the very real possibility of them bringing him, Gunther luring Brock out of retirement because he wants to be the one to kill him.
Could really see that, man. I genuinely still feel like that. Like you said, I wouldn't be shocked if Brock did just tell him, "Hey, bruh, I'm done. This is it. Opa's it. That's all." I wouldn't be shocked, but with, like you said, what happened later, I feel like that won't be the case, man. I feel like he's gonna be lured out for one more.
Yeah. Logan Paul grabs the mic and cuts a heated promo about being screwed, about him and his brother being screwed by that backstabbing I show speed.
Man, you know, Logan Paul hates YouTubers and streamers and celebrities.
Outsiders.
Hates them. Hates the outsiders, man.
Yeah.
You know, but him and his brother, Austin Theory, got screwed.
They got screwed. Yeah. A lot of pressure on these two. Heyman then announces the Monday Night Raw return of Braun Breaker. It's very nice to hear Michael Cole say Braun Breaker again.
Yeah, you feel at home.
You'd really do. It feels like Monday night. It really feels like Monday night again with Braun Breaker.
It's like having Bailey on the same show as Michael Cole, man. That shit just feels at home.
It does.
You guys just gotta hear a Bailey, and I just gotta hear a Braun Breaker.
And Raquel Rodriguez.
Exactly. It wouldn't be the same without Michael Cole.
So, Braun comes out. He talks how much it meant to him to see Seth Rollins get that close to beating Gunther. Just for him to rip him in half. Seth comes out there in all black with a hoodie and some joggers, still looking, again, look okay. We haven't really seen him. We haven't seen him in his fucking goofy attires yet. Thank God.
Nice to see.
Very
Happy
nice
they're
to see.
continuing that.
Very nice to see. He comes out, dude. He leveled Braun with a chair, and we seen Braun get out of the ring, right? And then he starts attacking the Vision. Start attacking him. Logan Paul and his brother. They start, whooping Seth Rollins' ass. You know what I mean? And Theory and Logan then get distracted by the Street Profits. The returning Street Profits are on Monday Night Raw. Out of all the fucking tag teams you could have put on Monday Night Raw, you put the fucking Street Profits on Monday Night Raw. I've never really been that big of a Street Profits guy. They're a good tag team. I just have never really been that big of a Street Profits guy. I would have much rather, if you were to pick a tag team from SmackDown to bring over to Monday Night Raw, I would be looking at like the MFTs or the Fraxium or the Motor City Machine Guns, one of those teams. I'm not really too big on the Street Profits, to be honest, and the Street Profits versus the Vision is not something I care to see happen, quite frankly, at all. I thought this was a weak-ass move, and I certainly don't want to see some sort of temporary alliance with Seth Rollins and the Street Profits. And also, what beef would the Street Profits have with the fucking Vision? Logan Paul and his brother.
I don't get what beef they have with them. Obviously, they had the titles, which I'm sure it's going to be like,
Yeah.
their main goal, man. But out of all teams, like you said, I'm not a big Street Profits guy. And if I were to add anybody move to Raw from SmackDown, especially to seemingly help and be in like a little temporary alliance with Seth. The machine guns, dude,
Yes.
visually, they just work with Seth Rollins,
Hmm.
man. I could see that as a genuine pairing, let alone just a little temporary thing, man. So I would have much rather preferred the machine guns in this role, or even Fraxium. I could have seen in a better spot than this, man. I'm not a big Street Profits guy, man, but they came to Raw. They're on
Oh,
Raw now.
I'm
Hmm.
so sorry to cut you off. Ben Carter, Nathan Frazier, he went to Rollins School. That especially makes sense. Sorry, had to mention that.
Yeah, that does. Actually, I forgot he went to that fucking school, man. Yeah, that makes all the sense. He could literally say, Seth, called Nick Aldis and, kind of, got these guys over here, man. He knows he has history with, Nathan Frazier, man. So he could be like, yeah, I know him. He's in a tag team. I'm going to support him and I need the backup. So who else to call? That would have been perfect,
That
man.
would have been very
Um,
perfect.
That'd have been very perfect, man. But the Street Profits show up. They beat the brothers in the division up, man. So
Yeah.
I guess we're going to be getting that from now on. Which tag division still isn't looking really, that good, man. But at least Seth has, I guess, some backup now, man. But Braun was a beast, man. We'll get to what he did afterwards.
Yeah, especially too now that I think about that, Fraxium coming to the aid of or Seth Rollins, being the history that Rollins and Nathan Frazier have, with Frazier being a student of the Black and Brave Wrestling Academy. That makes all the sense in the world. Or even like you said, aesthetically, visually, the Motor City Machine Guns and Seth Rollins would have been a cool looking pairing to go against the
Cool.
Vision. Um, so yeah, I mean I really don't understand at all why, again, those two teams on SmackDown weren't picked over the Street Profits to come to the aid of Seth Rollins for help against the Vision. The Street Profits, that doesn't really make any sense to me. Kind of a weak move. Kind of a weak
It
move.
is. It is kind of a weak move to me.
Braun Breaker gets in the ring, and I don't know what Rollins did to him on the chair shot, but dude, his whole head was gushing blood. It was gushing blood. He looked badass by the end of it, but man, he got fucked up.
Oh, he got fucked up. I don't know what that chair shot like cut open or whatever, but dude, this shit looks so sick, man. His like back and shoulders were covered in blood while he was beating the life out of Seth Rollins. That looked absolutely sick, dude. I loved that visual.
So, yeah, it really did, man. So he got in the ring, bloodied, speared Seth Rollins, and then he was talking trash to Seth Rollins. He was telling him he's gonna rip him apart. He never needed him, and then he gave him his 23-mile-an-hour spear where he hit the ropes multiple times, and the feud is underway. I'm very glad with this. I'm very happy with this. I'm glad they did not, rush this for WrestleMania. I'm assuming we're gonna get it at Backlash, and I think that is the right place to get it. I think that makes the most sense. Um, I think that makes the most sense, and I think that Rollins and Braun Breaker are going to go on to do very good stuff. Again, I would have liked other help in terms of MCMG or Fraxium to come to the aid of Seth Rollins rather than the Street Profits. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And that is that. But yeah. So that was this segment. Again, Braun's that dude, bro. He's so fucking badass. And then, we did find out here too that Logan Paul and Austin Theory are brothers. So that was very, very good. Very good knowledge for me to I didn't know that until the night. So that was actually really nice to find out.
No, it was really nice to find out, of Logan Paul's new family and his new found brotherhood with Austin Theory. But overall, Braun looked great, man. Feud is underway, and I'm excited to see what these two do in their feud, man. I'm sure the matches are going to be amazing, obviously, man. And excited for the moment. I'm excited for the story, and I just can't wait for these two to really be able to pick it up throughout the summer, man. I can't wait for eventually Reed to return, get him in the mix too, man, and get the bronze back. I'm excited for all of that, man. I really am.
Absolutely. Tom says, guys, you don't see the bigger picture. They need teams for Wepa Up to beat.
It's true.
The Wepa Up needs to be Wepa Down. Okay,
What?
they need to go somewhere, bro. The fact that tag division looks the way it does, like if you look at that tag division on paper, you genuinely cannot fucking tell me Damian Priest is a tag team champion in that tag division, bro. You can't. You seriously can't. Criminal.
But you put the machine guns, you put Fraxium, you put the MFTs, man. You put God, you put all those guys up to par, man. And I think Wepa
Kit,
Up has them beat, man.
dude, you got Kit Wilson and The Miz on that show, bro. It's a banger tag team
You
right
do have
there.
well. Fuck, I'll take that tag team over Wepa Up.
Jeez.
But up.
Gunther is in the back talking to Jackie, and she asks him, what the favor is, that Paul Heyman. I forgot to mention, too, Paul Heyman did acknowledge, Gunther, I owe you one, in his promo. So Jackie asked Gunther, what is the favor? What does Paul Heyman owe you? Gunther says that nobody should be concerned with what Paul Heyman owes me. All you guys need to be concerned about is getting used to the World Heavyweight Championship being back around my shoulders. We then have LA Knight coming in there for an interruption. He interrupts Gunther, does kind of his shtick on the mic, and walks off, thoroughly pissing Gunther off. And Gunther did not look too happy, and I guess this is where we're going to be going next with this feud, which I think is a good feud. I think it's going to be very entertaining. These guys are pretty polar opposites in terms of their, Gunther's pretty much polar opposites to a large margin of the roster. But LA Knight does fit the bill of somebody, who Gunther would think is silly, being that, he's got all the catchphrases and that whole kind of thing. So he's I think it is going to be a really good feud, and Triple H is foaming at the mouth because he just knows this is a gateway to hand LA Knight a big fat L. So I know he's excited.
Oh, Triple H, man, he is salivating at the loss of LA Knight, man, to Gunther, man, which I don't think will be a bad loss at all. That's a real loss that is okay in this division, man. And I like the little setup they did. I like the idea of the feud. And one thing I really liked about the segment is it's two guys who are generally, in and out the world title scene, just mentioning that, they want the world title at some point. That's their overall goal for LA Knight and Gunther is to be world heavyweight champion, and that's their overall goal, man. I do love that. I like that detail that they threw in there, man. I'm excited for a feud with these two, and I hope in a feud with these two, obviously, there's the contrast of characters from these two, but I really love if LA Knight, brings up how much of an underrated in-ring worker he is in this feud, and it kind of brings that to the forefront. I would very much like that, because he's underrated.
I would even like Gunther thinking that LA Knight is like a slouch in the ring. I would like for, this to sort of be a thing where Gunther looks at LA Knight and he's like, dude, this dude fucking, this dude isn't shit compared to me. And then LA Knight, one of their matches, LA Knight can beat him with like a sleeper hold. LA Knight could do the little rollback pin thing and pin Gunther and really kind of piss him off. Even something like that. We don't know Triple H isn't going to do that. He's probably going to fucking get like 3 L's in a row. But I think this would be something. I think this would be something cool to kind of really solidify, and really have Gunther, by the end of the feud, give LA Knight his respect. Like, you know what, man, you're a lot better. You're a lot better than I anticipated. So I would really like something like that. Is Triple H going to legitimize LA Knight in that fashion? Hell no. Just something I would like.
Same, just something I would like. Tom mentions it in the comments. I think Triple Fraud will be gooning when Gunther puts LA Knight in that chokehold, man. I think he'll be right next to Bruce Pritchard going crazy in that chair, man. But I would very much like to have, LA Knight's wrestling ability put to the forefront and really acknowledged on television. I doubt it will, though.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. He's gonna love this. This is gonna be one of Tripp's.
He's,
This is gonna be one of Tripp's favorite episodes of Unreal. The
it
episode
will
of
be.
Unreal where Gunther absolutely mops the floor with LA Knight. Remember that clip of Johnny Gargano winning the NXT title and him and Shawn Michaels are sitting in Gorilla marking out? That's going to be the remake when LA Knight gets fucking choked out by Gunther.
I can't wait for the moment he's standing there with LA Knight before the match, in the ring, doing that whole little aura setup they do with fucking Paul, and he's telling him, "This is all for you, man. Your loss. It's gonna be for you and for the fans, the freaking reaction. It's for this loss is for you."
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yep.
That episode's gonna hit.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to be big. It's going to be
It's
big,
gonna be
man. So, we have I did forget to mention this after we talked about the Live match. We got a little segment with Rio saying goodbye to each other. Rio was telling Io, it looked like they were about to cry. She told Io that this has been a lot of fun, but she has to go. She has to go be the champion that SmackDown needs. So they said Rio forever, and they hug each other, and off they went. And Rhea was leaving, and Liv Morgan was sitting on a crate with the women's world title, and she told Rhea, I think she said, I don't know if anybody else had like an audio issue during this, but it was like kind of echoed. I think she said, "I'll see you soon," or "I'll see you around."
I think it was, I think it was I'll see you around. Yeah, the audio was horrible for Liv on this segment. She did not have a mic anywhere near her for this little segment, man. What did you take this as, man? Because I took it as a setup for whatever the crown jewels at the pay-per-view where the champions face each other. That's what I took it as a setup for that match.
That's kind of what I took it as too. That is kind of what I took it as too, because like, what else would that mean in terms of like, what else, unless they're gonna do a unification match? What else are they really like? When would their paths really cross? It just doesn't really make too much sense there, unless something's gonna come into play if Liv gets kicked out of the Judgment Day or something like that and gets sent over to SmackDown. I guess I took it as a setup for that, unless this is what they're planning for next year's WrestleMania as well, and they wanted to give an early prediction for that. I'm not too sure, but the only way, like kind of like you alluded to, man, the only way I really see their two paths crossing in the near future is by the time we get to October for Crown Jewel, and these two are still champions, which I also don't see why both of them would still be world champions by then.
I don't. That's the weird thing. I don't see why they would still be champions, but I don't know what else this gets set up. Like you said,
Right.
maybe Liv gets kicked out and eventually goes to SmackDown or something like that. But even then, you're running that match back of all things you could do for something like Mania. I don't know. I really don't know what this was for and really who this was for, if I'm being honest.
For sure. For sure. So, we got the announcements for Monday Night Raw next week. Becky Lynch, she's back. Becky Lynch is going to be
Exciting.
back for the first time. And man, my excitement lasted about as long, these B-roll shots, my excitement lasted about as long as Becky's graphic was on screen. Because the next graphic they showed, they announced the newest Raw superstar, Joe Henry, is going to be in concert next week. In concert on Monday Night Raw.
Dude, did they not learn with Elias? This is literally just Elias again.
It's
He's gonna
worse.
It's worse, actually. I actually didn't. I liked Elias at first. At least he had something going for him. We have this absolute schmuck,
Oh,
Joe Hendry, coming to Raw. Raw is already overfilled as it is, let alone
yes.
overfilled with fucking doofuses like Danhausen and shit. Now we also have Joe Hendry, man, and this is horrible. I can't stand this. I can't stand him. I can't stand his act. And every week, dude, we're gonna get a concert segment where someone interrupts. He
Ugh.
gets into it with them. I am already dreading Joe Hendry on the main roster, and genuinely, this is gonna sound harsh. I can't wait for in a year or two them to realize he's a failure and just dump him. I can't wait.
Dude, first of all, why isn't he on SmackDown again? Their show's bigger
Mhm.
and they need the help. Why is this absolute moron not going to Friday Night SmackDown, bro? This guy is coming to Monday Night Raw and he is going to stink up that fucking mid card division. That is very good. It's very good mid card division. You got Rusev, you got Penta, you got JD, you got Javon, you got Ethan Page now, right? You got a lot of names over there. You got Ray, Dragon Lee, Dom, Finn. You got a lot of names over there. Now, what do you got to go and do? Add Joe Hendry to a show that we also frequently see Danhausen on.
It's gonna be rough, dude. That's gonna be fucking rough. And like both Logan, you and Tom are mentioning, dude, SmackDown got nobody. They're 3 hours in. They got fuck all, man.
Unless they're going to
Mm-hmm.
move a lot of names from Raw to SmackDown, maybe a lot of people that we didn't see. We didn't see Danhausen tonight, did we?
We didn't see Danhausen, so hopefully that
Maybe,
means, his comedy act is moving because he
yeah,
does mix it up with The Miz a lot.
he
So I
does.
actually wouldn't be shocked if he does move to SmackDown.
I could really see him moving fully over to SmackDown, which again, it's not really the best.
Set you're getting.
I'm sorry. I don't know if this is a hot take, and I hate that I'm saying this. I would rather Danhausen than Joe Hendry. I really would. And I know that's maybe wild to say. Some people may disagree. At least Danhausen I can laugh at because he's so bad. Joe Hendry, the act just fucking annoys me. The song annoys me. The act I'm not a fan. At least Danhausen, he's so fucking goofy. I can at least laugh because it's so bad sometimes. That's just a blatantly honest truth.
It is, man. It is. And then, with Henry, you're gonna get the fucking say his name. He appears
Oh my
fucking shit
fucking
all the
god.
time. I am absolutely dreading Joe Hendry on this show, man. I was dreading
Oh.
his signing, and I dread this, man. So I hope he only lasts so long, man, because he's gonna be a stinker on Monday Night Raw. But hopefully, like you said, some of these names that we didn't see tonight end up making their way to SmackDown, man.
Mhm. I hope so, man. But yeah, I am not excited for the Raw debut of fucking Joe Hendry. I'll tell you what, though, you guys are in for some generational stuff. You guys are in for some generational stuff. This is going to be a lot of fun with this dude coming over to Monday Night Raw. You guys are going to have a lot of very good rants and very good bake sessions on a Monday. I can at least say that. But genuinely, and this is saying a lot, I would for sure rather Danhausen running around with teeth or midgets or ghoulhausens or doing his little stupid disappear bit and cursing people. At least I could say this. When Danhausen curses a motherfucker,
At least something happens.
something character wise to them in their stories happens. So I can't, at least he's somewhat useful in his own little
Yeah.
stupid way. Joe Hendry, dude, oh, that is a worse version of a lot. Again, I can't stand Joe Hendry, dude. And I think he's a terrible wrestler. I'm sorry, I do.
He's absolutely dog shit, man. I can't stand him. I think his act is horrible. I think his in-ring work is horrible, and I'm dreading all the interactions we're gonna get with him.
Ugh. So, yeah, Joe Henry. We're gonna be in concert next week. The newest Raw superstar. Ay, ay, ay. The main event segment. Roman Reigns comes out, and Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso are in the ring with him. Roman says, first, me and my family gotta discuss family business first. Me and my cousins gotta discuss family business first. He says, I miss this. Having your guys' respect, your trust, your love, your admiration, doing business with you guys. He then talked about washed up rappers running their mouth to Jey Uso. Well, maybe if you would have brought Cameron, some Sunday WrestleMania guys, then we wouldn't have this problem.
Exactly. That's what you had to do.
You just had to bring them the Saturday ones.
Exactly. You know Jey Uso. He lives on Saturday, man.
Yeah.
That's the whole problem, man. Your cousin Jey Uso is the definition of a WrestleMania as a Saturday WrestleMania guy.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable, man.
He says, when we were together, he says people do that because we were like this. He says, when we were together, we ran the business for 4 years straight. We need to be like this. Okay, and he balls his fist up. He says, he's not asking. He says, I'm not asking for you guys to serve me, but I'm asking for you guys to be my blood and stand with me. Jimmy says, Roman, you will always be our tribal chief. Everybody knows when the bloodline is in your city, they're the twos, and we the ones. He stood beside Roman, threw up his one. That Saturday WrestleMania guy walks to the other side of Roman and he throws up his one. They're all standing there, bro. And Jacob Fatu's music hits. Dog, I almost fell off my couch, bro. I almost fell the fuck off my couch. I thought the crowd started chanting Oba. So I was like, okay, are we going to get Oba? Bro, when I heard the Fatu intro, you guys know I've been asking for this shit forever. I've been asking for Jacob to be, challenging for a world title or win a world title forever. Dog, I almost fell off my couch, bro. I couldn't believe my guy was walking out there, bro. I couldn't.
Walking out there, man. His music hit. The look of just defeat and shock at the same time on Roman and the Usos' face, man. Absolutely loved it, man. And that shit hit. I was so excited when his music hit. I knew we were in for a treat here, man.
I could have hugged Paul in this moment. I swear I could have hugged Paul in this moment. After everything we've been through.
Paul might deserve a hug tonight.
I don't know if it's him or the third-party writing team, but I'll give the credit to Paul for now.
We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll give the credit to Paul for now, man. Come find out it's the third-party writing team.
Yeah.
Paul's still on shit list.
This is none of his idea. It's gonna come out he was vehemently against this, and he wanted, the OG bloodline to get back together, and Austin Theory was going to be the LA Knight was going to be the new honorary Oos or whatever. That's going to come out soon for sure. But bro, Jacob Fatu comes out in a Jacob Fatu custom Nike Tech. Nobody got drip like the werewolf, bro.
He got drip, bro. He got real ass drip. He's got his own custom Nike Tech, man. Gotta love it.
So Roman says, it's been a while since I seen you, Jacob. He says, you're either here for two things. One, you're here to acknowledge me. There was a small piece of me that was like, are they going to get the bloodline back together, but replace Jacob or replace Solo with Jacob?
Interesting, because
That
I
was a
still
thought.
yeah, that was a thought, and in a way, it's kind of still on the table from the little thing that you know Roman threw up at the end of it for next week with the
Mm-hmm.
decision. But it's it could always happen, man. But I thought that for a second too, man.
Speaking on Roman's promo itself first, I forgot to kind of mention it. I actually really loved sort of again him asking the Usos not to serve him, but to stand with him. Very interesting. Again, I really do obviously think WWE should have Roman Reigns give some sort of concrete like apology and kind of like level with the Usos and kind of talk to them in a sorry type of manner. So there was that, but other than that, I did like I also don't know, dude. Or are they going to get the bloodline back together by putting the Usos with Jacob? It's very interesting to me because I'm not gonna lie, there was a small piece of me during this promo that thought, are the Usos about to like double super kick Roman and align with Jacob type of thing? I was wondering maybe is something like that gonna happen? Are we gonna get the heel Usos with Jacob Fatu as a heel? Which even I mean we could still get it. There's a lot on the table they could do here. But what did you think of Roman's proposal to the Usos here?
I really like that. I like that he, kind of mentioned that he doesn't want, servants. He wants his family. That's what he wants, man. I like that mention. I kind of like the shock on his face when the Usos were so quick to, throw up their ones and align with him, man. I think you could take the story in a direction of, maybe he is gonna start to get a little carried away again, man, because obviously the Usos kind of are just letting it happen. They're kind of falling right back in line, man. So maybe he's, gonna be in the mentality of, hey, they're just gonna ride with this. Let's run it back, man. I think in the end, the whole point of that would be to have it fail and blow up in his face this time. But either way, I like his character work, and I like his facial reactions of being kind of like shocked and taken aback that they were like instantly so willing to throw up their ones and realign, man. I did like that, man. I mean, you could do a lot with all these players now, man. I don't know, especially, if he wasn't world champion, I could see the turn. I think since he's world champion, I think that's what the Usos kind of respect when, he's world champion. So I think I think they're going to stay pretty aligned to Roman, at least for a while. And I think as long as he's champion, they would stay aligned to him, man. But, maybe, 'cause obviously Fatu doesn't like Solo. Maybe that's what brings Solo back to the bloodline. If they really want to bring the OG bloodline back together, man. They have a lot of things they could do with a lot of the players, with the family and the story, man. It's very interesting.
I would be very interested to see because, dude, like now that I'm thinking about it, all through the weekend, all we've been seeing on social media for with Jacob's social medias, Jimmy's social medias, Jay's social medias is they took photo ops with Jacob. There was video recordings of Jacob Fatu crying after his match, hugging Jay Uso. And it really makes me think now that I'm thinking about it, are these guys going to turn on Roman and align with Jacob Fatu and they're going to kind of, you know, hopefully go back to like the old original heel Usos where they were kind of just two ghetto Samoan dudes. You know what I mean? Because just Jacob's got a lot of hood in him in his own delivery, and the Usos can have that too. We've seen that before with them. That actually may be something I really would be interested to see, kind of a new take on. Because and the reason I say that too is when they were walking away, Roman is telling Jimmy, handle this. You need to talk to him. Handle this. That's not really too different. And maybe the reason they were so quick to align with Roman is going to be a bit of a swerve because they will end up turning on him rather quickly, because it doesn't really make all that much sense for them to be back with him and for him to say, I want you guys to stand with me, but then he's ordering them around after this promo segment. Again, that's not accountability from Roman Reigns' character, which, if we're really going to get the bloodline back together, we need that first.
No, exactly. I think that is the actual direction. I think the direction is not taking accountability and him falling back into that,
Yes.
cycle of him. And I don't think we're getting accountability anytime soon, man. But I wouldn't be shocked if we get, some OG version of the bloodline together, at least for a set period of time, until they are finally sick of Roman.
For sure. So he says, he asked Jacob, he says, why are you out here? He says, there could be one of two reasons. You're either out here to acknowledge me. Jacob immediately cuts him off and says, it ain't that. He says, okay, so you must want this. Jacob Fatu says, I don't want that World Heavyweight title. I need that World Heavyweight title. He says, I don't want to be the tribal chief, but I need everything the tribal chief has. He then goes down a litany of things. He says, I want a bigger house. I want that watch. I want the shoe deals. I want a bigger house. I want to set my family up for generations. And at Backlash, you're going to find out why Jacob Fatu is all gas, no brakes. Roman says, I agree. I want all that for you too. Says, I want you to set up your family. He says, Jacob, maybe you can beat me. But if you do, can you carry the burden of this championship? And if you can't beat me, can you carry the burden of acknowledging me? He says, I'll give you a week to think about it. I'll see you here next week on Monday Night Raw. Little cousin. Roman gets out of the ring and he's walking away and he's looking at Jimmy and he's telling him, what was that about? I need you to find out what that's about. I need you to make him rethink this. He's barking orders at the guys that he just asked or just said, I don't want you to serve me. Seems like you want him to serve you, Roman. So I think what you were kind of getting at with, Roman Reigns saying things but then doing another, or slipping right back into his old comfortable ways of I don't really have to work to get these guys to really, forgive me. They'll just fall in line, right? I think that's going to end up coming back to bite him in the ass, and I could very well see the Usos turning heel on Roman Reigns and turning heel and aligning with Jacob Fatu. I could very well see that as a possibility, and the more I think about that, dude, if it stops Jey Uso from yeeting, that could be a very, very, very good way to go. But other than that, man, I love this segment. I think this was an amazing way to go. I think, again, like I said in the beginning, man, I think WWE's number one priority for this Monday Night Raw is to come out all guns blazing. And give us shit we want to see. And for the most part on this episode of Monday Night Raw, they did an amazing job with that. And they did an amazing job with giving us, with Roman Reigns' first feud being a feud against Jacob Fatu, a match that a lot of people want to see. And again, I really feel like Roman will beat him, this first time around, but I could very much see Jacob Fatu, assuming Roman Reigns holds the championship for a lengthy period, not as lengthy as last time, but for a lengthy period. I'm assuming Jacob maybe does come around again to get another title shot and possibly beat Roman, or he doesn't. Like I said, either way, it doesn't really hurt Jacob Fatu. A loss to Roman Reigns isn't really going to hurt anybody. I mean, it's Roman Reigns, but bro, I'm excited for this feud. I think they did an amazing thing by giving us this feud. WWE could have played it safe and gave us and trotted somebody out there, and you looked at it and said, oh, well, that person's going to beat Roman. This is just Roman's first feud. No, They gave you something that, is shocking, that they actually had the balls to give it to us. And I can appreciate that. And Roman and Jacob, I mean, who the hell does not want to see that match in the first place?
Exactly. Very good match, very good setup, very, just shocking setup for something very big, very quickly. I like to see that. It's not some safe ass feud. They didn't try to lay out LA Knight out there to lose to the Bloodline again. They put Jacob Fatu out there. I'm very excited. I love the promo he gave, man. I love the reasons he gave, man. Very much iterating, the kind of core character values of Roman Reigns, being family, setting up his family for life. All that type of stuff is the same reason, Jacob Fatu is willing to go against family, is for his family. Very cool. Love that character detail from both of those guys. Loved Fatu's promo. And they could do a lot of good stuff on the horizon with Usos and Fatu. That could be a very good pairing, bringing Usos back to an older, better version of themselves, man. It could be a hit to Roman Reigns' ego. I would very much like that for his character. I think his character could very much use a hit to the ego like that of his family, even him as a champion. Them choosing someone else, I think, would really get to his character and would do a lot of character progression for him. I think that would be really good. And I like the scene overall right now. I like that setup. A lot of new, fresh, and just bold things that they usually don't set up on a Monday Night Raw. So I'm very happy for that. Very happy for what we got tonight, and I'm very happy for next week. We get Roman Reigns next week, like he mentioned, and we get a continuation of the good stuff we got here on Raw. So I'm excited.
100%, man. 100%. I'm very excited for all this stuff. Very excited for all this stuff to see where all this goes. And yeah, that was your Raw after WrestleMania, man. I think WWE did a very good job, man. I really do. I think they did a good job, and I'm very happy with again them stepping with a good foot forward going into the summer, man. This is what they needed. This is what they needed. They've been in a slump for way too long. Over a year they've been in a slump for. So I'm very optimistic that they get they get right back on track. Hopefully, and again, man, I can only hope for the best, and I can only hope that, like I said, they do get right back on track because, yeah, it's been too bad for too long, and they need to get back to doing, what I know Triple H can do. So, I wish them the best. I'm going to be interested to see where things go. I'm going to be interested to see what happens Friday, hopefully next week on Unscripted. We're bringing to you guys that they gave SmackDown somebody because, my God, they need the help. They lost, it seems like, they gained Rhea Ripley, but they lost Jacob Fatu. Okay, that is a huge hit to their main event scene over there. That is a very big hit. They lost the Street Profits, which obviously, honestly, doesn't really matter too much. But the big one is Jacob Fatu, bro. And yeah, that is, and again, with all the additions that Raw keeps getting, that is not very good over there, man. So we will have to wait and see. But honestly, man, I thought they did a very, very good job with what happened here tonight, and I am pumped for Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns.
Man, definitely very pumped for that, and for the SmackDown scene. Hopefully we come to you guys next week with more answers for SmackDown and more just perspective to what's in for the summer for SmackDown, because right now we really have no indication, man.
Absolutely, man. So with that being said, that is everything we got, man. That's everything we got here today for this edition of Unscripted. This has been your Raw after WrestleMania 41 edition of Unscripted. And with that, that is going to do it, man. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on your Raw after Mania 42 edition of NHP Unscripted. And thank you guys, everybody in the live chat. Tom, Manager Logan, we got Hunter, Lonnie, Gotti, OG. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today on this edition of NHP. And with that, that is going to do it. It's been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
That is going to do it, man. We will be on here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, with episode 2 of Ready or Not.
Peace.